used to being in the playoffs and used to playing each other. Welcome to the matchup between the Vela SaberCats on the road at Hanna. The Eagles are at home at Sam Stadium. I'm Joe Bowling, Evie Vasquez to my right-hand side. And Evie, when you draw up matchups, when you draw up the wish list of the big games in the Rio Grande Valley, this is one that you want to be at.
Absolutely, and you know, as we discussed it earlier, you know, this is one of those games that you obviously don't want to miss. You know, you have two of the most consistent teams that we've had in the Valley here for the past. We've talked about it earlier too, about 3 years, maybe even on going on 4. You know, Vella's a really powerhouse, and they're loaded. Offense, defense, you talk it, they have it. And Hanna, you know, they're a team with a lot of heart. They're a team with a lot of heart, and they got their own skills and their own depth. So it's going to be a very, very good game to watch here tonight. And even though it's going to be on a Thursday night, you have that atmosphere, you have that band going already. So we're gonna have a good game on our hands here tonight.
Weather conditions are good. There was overcast skies. There's been rain throughout the valley over the last couple of days, and there was a threat of rain even beginning of the day today that we may have rain tonight. But as the start of this game starts out, it's a slight wind, which won't affect any passing game. And the dry conditions are upon us. It's a little humid out there, and so fluids will be something that coaches will have to take into consideration in making sure players are kept fresh. Now, when you're talking about this Hanna Golden Eagle team, they're led by Victor Campos, the senior quarterback, who arguably is the best quarterback in the Rio Grande Valley for this season. And Edinburg Vela last week was victorious in a game against Laredo United. It was a lopsided game. At one point, Vela had an easy, controlling victory in their hands and then hung on for dear life and won by 5, thanks to, in part, a big part, that the quarterback for United suddenly dialed it up to another level and picked this team apart and had his team poised to a huge come-from-behind victory. But Vela hung on for the win. Meanwhile, the Hanna Eagles, behind Victor Campos, they knew coming in they had a ton of players to replace on the offensive and defensive lines. They knew Campos was back there at quarterback, but they also knew they're going to have to give him a little bit of time. Well, he had just enough time to keep his team in contention with an opportunity to tie a game on the road against McCalla Memorial. Ended up losing that one by 2 in a game that the 2-point conversion was already put on the scoreboard, that the game was tied when an official marked him out of bounds and took 2 points off the board. Hanna lost by 2. So you got an eager, hungry Eagle team taking on a poised and ready Edinburg Vela team who's looking at some injuries. We'll talk about those and more. That's Evie Vasquez. I'm Joe Bowling. We're at Sam Stadium waiting for the start of this one. The SaberCats of Edinburg Vela and the Eagles of Hanna. This is Real Sports Live. Whether you're visiting or vacationing at South Padre Island, be sure to book your place to stay with Island Services. Locally owned for over 40 years. Trusted, reliable for condo and beach house rentals. Call and visit the website today. Island Services.
Hi, we're Lady Vikings, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live. Hi, we're Lady Vikings, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Are you ready? Are you ready, ready? Are you ready for what this is? It's a Hacienda. Are you ready?
It's football season at Hacienda Ford, and you can get a new Ford Expedition with 20-inch wheels, leather, navigation, and more for $12,000 off MSRP. Hacienda Ford, and you can get a new Ford Expedition with 20-inch wheels, leather, navigation, and more for $12,000 off MSRP. Hacienda has it.
Back here on Real Sports Live as we're coming to you live from Sam Stadium. Evie Vasquez to my right-hand side. The playing of the school songs is taking place, which means we're getting closer to kickoff with 3 minutes on the clock. And Evie, the Hanna Golden Eagles came into this season knowing they had a great quarterback. They knew they had some skilled position players, but they also knew that 7 all-state linemen were gone from last year, and it's next man up time.
Yes, it is. And you know, football is one of those games that doesn't wait for anybody. So you have to step up when it's crucial and when it's necessary, just like here. And as we mentioned earlier, when you have a good quarterback and who's mobile and who can actually run with the ball and who can throw it as well, you do need that line. But again, sometimes you can create these plays on your own when you're a quarterback. So I'm looking forward to see what he can get. Campos can get done here tonight.
And as good as Campos is, you look on the other side, the Vela SaberCats are led by one Anthony Sotelo, who's a junior quarterback, who last year led his team into the playoffs and then suffered an injury in the first series. In a third-round playoff game, and they lost that football game. So he's an eager, energetic quarterback that also brings a ton of talent. And so you're looking at two teams that are eyeing each other as a measuring stick game, Evie. It's a non-district game, but they know this is a playoff caliber team, and they want to know just how good they stack up, even though it's only week 2.
And when you talk about these two teams, again, we talk about two teams that are top in the Valley, and some of these top teams that we have in the Valley, that's what they do, and that's what they pride on, getting ready for the season in the preseason, getting good opponents, getting good teams to measure yourself up against, like you just mentioned. So you want playoff like atmosphere.
Play into the national anthem. Back after this.
Hacienda has it.
Lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas. There's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas. There's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Johnny Cash. Looking for your favorite album from the past. Beatles, blues, collectibles, classics, Tejano. It's all here. Organized and priced for you. Johnny Cash. Forever Memories. 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito. Rock, classics, Tejano. It's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories. 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Thanks for watching Real Sports Live. Hi, we're Mackay Bulldogs. Thanks for watching Real Sports Live.
Needing a treat before or after the big game? Then when in Harlingen, stop in at the Scoop Ice Cream Parlor and Deli and treat yourself to some amazing things. Ice creams, shakes, sundaes, banana splits, and that's just a sample. If you can dream it, they can make it at the Scoop in Harlingen. From the deli comes a variety of sandwiches that is sure to bring you back for more. Hamburgers and hot dogs.
And welcome, everyone, to another broadcast here on Real Sports Live as we are in the pregame show here at Sam Stadium. I'm Joe Bowling, Evie Vasquez alongside in conjunction with BISD TV. We welcome you aboard for a Week 2 matchup on a Thursday, which means it's live video. Some assistance tonight with Juan Huerta on the camera. Also, Jessica Reyna back for a second week. She did a terrific job last week here at Sam Stadium on the production crew tonight as one of the camera operators. Again, KBSD ITV out of Brownsville, Texas, assisting us in broadcasting the game. Our thanks to all the advertising that comes on board to assist us in getting out there to cover all of the games that we're covering. And speaking of other games, we're live tonight here at Sam Stadium. We're also live at Harlingen as Laredo United South is in town to take on the Harlingen Cardinals. At PSJA, we've got Donna taking on PSJA Southwest. In Palmview, we've got Pioneer at Juarez Lincoln. And so Freddie also has a game going on over in the Eagle Pass area as we continue to expand our coverage. The Eagles take the field, and again, an energetic bunch. Knows they've got a talented SaberCat team on the other side. SaberCats picked to be number 1 in the Valley at the start of the preseason polls. Still there after a victory last week. And a potent football team across the way for this Eagle team, which arguably, other than your quarterback and a couple of skill positions, Evie is a young team that has to respond quickly to a good football team.
Right, and again, they're a playoff team year in and year out, and they've proven themselves. And it's like the coach, their head coach said at the beginning of the season, we're out here to prove ourselves, and we're going to go ahead and continue to just live on our tradition and just continue to grind it out as we do every single year. So again, they're expecting big things, and they expect no less than a great performance here tonight.
As we are watching the Eagles head out onto the football field, the coin toss has the SaberCats of Edinburg, Vella, returning the kick. And as we open up the veil there, we welcome you again to our production here of this game here on Real Sports Live. Thursday, we can go live. Thank you, UIL, for not pulling the curtain across the veil, and we can watch these games. And you fans out there that are watching, we ask you first and foremost, if you're watching on our social media, please, those on Facebook, share the link. It's the quickest way to allow fans out there to know that this game is underway. Kickoff is a short kick fielded by the SaberCats at the 10-yard line. First play of the game across the 15 to the 20, out across the 25 with some room. Now to the 30, 35-yard line, to the 40-yard line. High stepping there is Jaime Perez. Good field position for the SaberCats on their first drive of the ball game.
Yeah, great 25-yard pickup there on by number 5 as he was able to dodge some tackles there and great defense there to, offensive help there to help him get those yards.
Back here as we get set for our first play from scrimmage, and the SaberCats bring this offense onto the field. There was a lot of excitement for this football team coming into this season. We knew last year when they bowed out in the playoffs that they were going to have a ton of talent coming back. At the quarterback spot for the SaberCats is Anthony Sotelo. He'll stand in a shotgun formation, keeps a single back in the backfield with him. And they've got receivers spread to the left-hand side and a single receiver out to the right side on the first play from scrimmage. Sotelo takes it, drops back, looks to throw, hesitates, now fires it down the right-hand side, and it's just overthrown, looking for Justin Vega. They went for a big play out of the gate.
Yeah, right off the gate. He had Vega open there a few steps ahead of that corner, so it was a good pass there, just a little bit overthrown.
Coverage out there by Julian Soto, the senior defensive back, and as Soto was backpedaling, he was kind of jack-jawing there a little bit with Vega, but Evie, if that ball's a little better thrown, that's caught in stride in 6 points.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he was caught off guard, but there was a quick first step there by Vega.
Incomplete pass, though, brings up second down for the SaberCats, just underway here in the first quarter from Sam Stadium in Brownsville, Texas. A lot of motion at the line of scrimmage, and flags come raining in. It may be against the defense.
Yeah, it seems like it looks like a 95 there on the Brown side. 65, correction.
And we are getting a little audio technical difficulties out of the way here as Evie was coming across loud and clear. That's tough when you come in and outdo me on one of these. 5-yard penalty against the Eagles. Running play for Sotelo. Hands it off to the left-hand side and near the midfield stripe. First carry of the night for Kevin McKinney, the senior tailback. And we'll take a look at the spot. Maybe a little short. Third and 1 coming up. And so already the Hanna Eagles defense is asked to make a play here and could turn this team over and get the ball back for the Hanna Eagles to start this game. Sotelo has a lot of options here. 2 backs in the backfield. To his right-hand side stands Giovanni Rodriguez. A handoff, a running play, and right to the midfield stripe. That looks like it may be short. Another carry from McKinney. We'll watch the spot. Evie, that's close.
Yeah, that is kind of close there. We'll see if he made it, but it seems like he's short.
They mark it right at the 50-yard line. 4th and 1 on the road. 11 minutes left in this first quarter. SaberCats immediately send the punt team in and are not going to play field position here with the Hanna Eagles on attempting a 4th down, apparently. A lot of options here again on the special teams.
Yeah, you'll have Vega kicking off here. And Hanna should be deep into their own territory, so we'll see if they can make what they can make happen here in this first play.
Anthony Embry is a sophomore, stands back inside his 10-yard line for the Eagles to return this punt. Good snap is on the money, and the punt is away. A low end-over-end kick. Takes a Vela bounce around the 25-yard line and then goes sideways, out of bounds at the 23. So the Eagles defense gets the job done. They hold the SaberCats in check, a 3-and-out. And now here comes Victor Campos and that Hanna offense. And first and foremost, it starts with the quarterback. Compared all summer to one Landry Gilpin from last year, that this is how good this guy can be. That's some big shoes to start filling if you're going to try to step in there. But he had a great game last night. Stands in here on first down. 2 backs in the backfield for the Hanna Eagles. From their own 18-yard line, handoff, running play. This is Ernesto Mendoza. Tries to turn the corner, does, gets out across the 30-yard line and steps out of bounds. Quick run by Mendoza, and that'll get a good 7 yards, maybe 8 on the play.
Yeah, that's a good opening drive there. First play to get them closer to moving those chains.
Mendoza marked out, they'll call it a 6-yard gain as he stepped out right at the 30. Fans, again, we appreciate you watching this game. Coming to you on a Thursday from Sam's Stadium. Evie Vasquez to my right. I'm Joe Bowling with you here at Brownsville Sam Stadium. Pass play on the money to Mendoza. That'll be enough for a first down. Campos to Mendoza, a short hitter, goes for 5 yards and a first down.
Yeah, that defense there was not fooled, and they expected that short pass, and they were right on it. But they were still able to get that first down, so we'll see what they can continue to do on this series.
And Campos, you can get a quarterback in rhythm with those short passing strikes. You can also keep a defense backpedaling. Hand off to Mendoza, penalty flags on this play. Makes something out of nothing as he struggles forward to the 40. But in most cases, this is a motion call against the offense, so we'll sort this out.
Yeah, it was thrown early, so more than likely it's coming back.
Our game brought to you in part by the good folks in Edinburg at Hacienda Ford. You'll see their sponsorship throughout our broadcast. They're one of our title sponsors. They're going to call that against the SaberCats. So the defense jumps off play, and if Campos had that to do over again, you'd probably see him launch a long ball downfield.
That's right. He'll take his shots.
Nonetheless, it's a 5-yard penalty. First penalty against the SaberCats of Edinburg Vella on the road. Now they'll run the play up the middle, and that ball is going to be blown dead. Carried that time by Brandon Robles. There were defenders right back there with him in a hurry. First guy back there for the SaberCats was one C.J. Chasco, a senior defensive lineman. Looked like no one put a body on him at all.
Yeah, him and Chris Ramos, just took it to them, and no yards there.
Loss on 3. Here's a pass play right side, and that's nearly picked off. Elevating there was Nick Tehran, the senior. They were looking in the direction on those left or right side flats, and Tehran nearly had a pick.
Yeah, and the thing there is that I think I don't know if there was some confusion there, but that running back, he had to throw over his his own running back's helmet, so that kind of caused him to underthrow that pass.
Campos now on 3rd and 8, empty backfield as he has a 5-receiver set. 3 right, 2 left, drops straight back, has some protection, steps up in the pocket. Now he's on the run. He's going to give up some ground, turns, spins, gets rid of the ball across the field, has a man, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, you had 3, SaberCats right on his tail. He had nowhere to go, and he almost made something out of nothing. Almost came up with it.
He was looking in the direction of one Josiah Myers. And that showed the escapability, though, of Victor Campos. All right, Evie, when the referee turns his mic on, we turn ours off.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, they're going to hear us out there on the field. We'll tell them what we think the call is if they want that. Hanna Eagles to punt the ball away. Good snap, kick away. Low spiraling kick away from the return man. Takes an Eagle bounce. Rolls inside the 10 or inside the 15-yard line. So good field position on a change. The Eagle defense comes out, and they'll have a good start as the SaberCats are pinned deep in their territory. Right back after this.
Sunday,
Located in the
12 to 6
historic downtown
on F
district
Street
in San
Harlingen.
Benito
It's the
is Main
Scoop Ice
Street
Cream Parlor
Boutique,
and Deli.
a perfect stop, great atmosphere, locally owned and operated, and new items coming in every day. Something for everyone. Main Street Boutique in San Benito. Come see. Back here on first down as the SaberCats of Edinburg Vella on the field for the second time for the offense. Anthony Sotelo turns, hands the ball off. Running play right side, out across the 14, stumbling to the 15. A short carry that time. This time it was Kevin McKinney, the senior tailback for the SaberCats. Just joining us, we are in Brownsville, Texas tonight. High school football on a Thursday night. One of several games we're broadcasting here tonight on Real Sports Live. This one in conjunction with KBSDI-TV out of Brownsville, thanks in direction of Juan Huerta at a camera and Jessica Reyna, one of the camera operators as well. Second down and 6 yards to go for the SaberCats. Second time the offense on the field, and Sotelo has a single back in the backfield on this play. 3 receivers set on that left side. He'll look left, hand it off. Another running play, this time for McKinney. He's hit and dropped for a loss as the Eagles were not fooled. Diego Escobar makes the stop.
Yeah, and this Hanna defense already making some adjustments, and they're trying to pressure these receivers to the outside and not giving anything up down the middle.
Loss of a couple, third down. A team that it's a rivalry game when you talk to anyone on the Hanna side. On the Vela side, at times you have a team that wins back-to-back, 4-game winning streak, and it's like it's not a rivalry. We're winning. And so it just adds more to this game. if you're trying to be the home team here getting a win. Sotelo wants it all down the middle, and it's caught out across the 45-yard line. A leaping catch that time by Justin Vega.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I just talked about. They wanted to give nothing up down the middle. They don't want to give this quarterback, any view of the field. So right there, Vega had a quick first step to the inside, and he was able to get him.
44-yard gain that time for the SaberCats of Edinburg Vella as they move the ball out across the 45 to the 48-yard line. Sotelo now with a new set of downs. Twin receivers left and right. And he wants to throw again. Fires it quickly. That's caught. Now down the sideline with some room. Across the 35, down to the 33-yard line of the Eagles. A completed pass to Kevin Rojas.
Yeah, Kevin Rojas there, and that defense, about one arm's length away from patting that away, but he was just able to get it into his receiver's hands.
20-yard strike, and now Sotelo's connected on his last two in the passing game. SaberCats moving the ball downfield against the Eagles. 6:31 left here in this first quarter of play. If you're just joining us, the SaberCats took the opening kickoff, 3 and out. Eagles got a first down, and now the penalty comes in. So we'll let the official talk. So a 5-yard penalty against the SaberCats of Edinburg Vella. The fans can hear the official. They need to pipe a mic into us, and then we'll know he's talking, and then we'll have all of this down pat. So it remains first down for the SaberCats, but now 1st and 15. Sotelo wants to throw. Deep drop this time. Here comes pressure. Gets rid of it. Hit as he throws. Down the middle. That is caught in traffic inside the 5 and to the 1-yard line. 1st and goal coming up.
There, and great blocking there by Kevin McKinney, helping out his own quarterback and getting that extra time to get that ball down the field.
Vega on the catch, his second catch of the night. First one was for 44, that one 42, but 1st and goal for the SaberCats. And how about Sotelo hanging in the pocket to deliver this pass to set up this 1st and goal. Now a full house backfield for Sotelo, who stays in a shotgun formation. The deep back is McKinney. Here comes McKinney to the right side. Bounces it, end zone. Touchdown, SaberCats. McKinney untouched. 6-0 Edinburg Vella.
Just like that, didn't take them much time to get into the end zone. We're expecting a high-scoring game here, and that's just the first one of what probably of some more to come.
Passing game opens up for the Vella SaberCats, and then it's punched in on the carry by McKinney. The extra point now coming up. 5:29 left here in this first quarter of play. SaberCats' second time on the field with that offense made that look rather easy. Extra point up and good. 7-0 your score. Kickoff coming up. This is the Eagles and the SaberCats on Rio Sports Live with KBSD TV.
Terrific prizes from some great Chamber of Commerce, and find out how they can help you be a part of the new exciting growth the city is experiencing today.
Three-down fishing tournament in Fort Mansfield for catching fish is helping athletes in a big, big way.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde.
Back here as we continue our coverage from Sam's Stadium on a Thursday night. It was a muggy night outside, Evie, as I got here. I don't know, by the time you got here about an hour later, was it still out there muggy and hot and is the conditions sticky?
Yeah, it's just that South Texas weather, and with a little bit of rain, it just makes it a little bit worse. But we'll take it.
Eagles will get their hand. I'd rather have this than just pouring rain as I was trying to carry equipment in here. Kickoff underway. Eagles will take it on an up man. He's hit at the 26-yard line. No return. Nice play that time on the coverage team by Pablo Rivera. And so the Eagles offense will step back on the football field. All right, Vela scored and made it look easy that time. And that was an 85-yard drive. And it didn't take long to do it. The Eagles of Hanna, it's not panic time by any stretch Evie, but you do want to move the football on this drive.
Yeah, and that's one thing with Vela. You know, you really don't want to give them that big of a lead, even though, you know, their performance last week didn't show it. You know, you kind of want to keep it within range against this Vela team.
Campos hands it off, and a running play goes for nothing as back in the backfield to make the stop was Ian Nova, the sophomore defensive lineman. And when your tailback never gets a chance to move upfield as they lose 3 on the play, you give credit to the penetration on that defense of the SaberCats of Edinburg Vela. 3-man front for the SaberCats. Here comes Campos handing off. Running play this time across the 25 to the 30-yard line. Nice move by Ernesto Mendoza. And as he's brought down right at the 30, that'll give him a 7-yard gain, but still, thanks to that loss on first down, it's now 3rd and 7 to go for the Eagles of Hanna.
Yeah, they got to make something happen here. If not, it's going to be a quick out for them.
Victor Campos out of a shotgun. 3 receivers left, right-hand side. Drops back to throw. Here comes pressure. Going to run. Up the middle, across the 35. There's a penalty flag behind this. Ball came loose. Eagles get it back, and now we'll take a look at the flag. Try to be a hold call. You can see the ball come loose on the replay, but a holding call takes away a great run by Victor Campos.
Yeah, just when things didn't seem that they were going to be able to work out, you know, and they come back.
And they throw the flag back around the original line of scrimmage. So it's 3rd and a bundle. Campos drops back to throw. This time he has some protection for a while. It collapses. Now he races to the right-hand side, still looking downfield over the middle. Got a man. First down across the 40. 44, 45-yard line, completes it to Ernesto Mendoza.
Yeah, Ernesto Mendoza wide open. I mean, I don't know where that defense lost him, but he was able to get that first down and move those chains.
You want to watch this scrambling capabilities.
And that's where those Landry, you know, like plays come to mind.
Mendoza was his second catch, and before the next snap, the officials call a timeout on the field. One of the players either cramping up or shaking up. Either way, we'll take a quick timeout. That's Evie Vasquez. I'm Joe Bowling. We're at Sam Stadium in Brownsville, Texas. 7-0 Vela leads. We continue.
Westville East High School. Thank you for watching Rio Sports Live.
Conocido como el Puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos
at HCISD.
Aquí los
We move the
esperamos.
needle
Muchas
forward
gracias.
every day.
Tu amigo Benjamín Gómez.
We'll blaze a trail for future generations.
It's not just about equipping students with skills for the future. We awaken their potential and empower them to make good choices.
Hi, we're the Road City Rattlers. Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Men, start the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for you.
Back here after the timeout for the, I think it was more cramping than it was injury. Player went off under his own power. Hopefully he's okay as we get set here for first down for the Hanna Eagles. They'll try a running play to the left-hand side, and that will go nowhere as Marian Dominguez thought he could turn the corner. He was uplifted and dropped. No gain on the play.
Yeah, Matthew Luna there with that great tackle.
3:34 to go here in the first quarter. The SaberCats of Edinburg Vela took the opening kickoff, couldn't move the ball. Eagles got it, couldn't move the ball. SaberCats went 80-plus yards and scored, and that's where we're sitting. Eagles on second down. Campos to the right side, overthrows his man, and it's still caught over across the 50-yard line. Short of first down territory, but that was not the intended receiver. Alex Garcia reeled it in anyway.
Yeah, Nick Duran almost able to come up with that pass there and just tipped off his fingertips and able to go into the receiver's hands.
Credit the arm strength that time to Victor Campos. A lot of times those D-backs will get it in their sights, and all of a sudden that ball is past you so fast because of the arm strength by the quarterback.
That's right.
Third down, call it 6 yards to go for the Eagles. Campos sends everybody in motion, and here come the flags.
Yeah, early motion there. I saw 58 there on the Eagles side.
Here comes the call from the official as they talk it over. I'll call that against the SaberCats defense offsides. And so that's one of those cases where, you know, when an offensive player jumps and the entire defensive line comes across, generally it's pretty easy to spot. This time the defensive man came across and the offense reacted. And so it's a reverse call there. 3rd and 1 now for the Eagles of Hanna. And Campos takes a quick snap. Handoff, running play right side of first down into the 44-yard line. Ball comes loose, picked up by the SaberCats. Down the left-hand side, this is Matthew Luna. Luna may take it to the house. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, SaberCats.
Yeah, it almost seemed like there was down. You know, and these are some of the plays that kind of get you. You know, your running back gets a great first down. He was past the first down marker.
Let's watch
and then
this.
He fumbles it.
Here's the replay. He fumbles. It's a clear fumble. And then Luna had the heads up to just take off running. Campos was the last man to catch him. You really don't want your quarterback chasing a guy down the field. Credit to Campos for going after him, but 6 points for the SaberCats. 2:25 to go in the first quarter. Defensive scoop and score makes it 13-0. Extra point coming up for the SaberCats. Good snap, ball down, kick up long, high, and good. Defense puts points on the board. SaberCats double their score. 14-0 kickoff coming up after this.
The kids are headed back to school. It's time to get internet from VTX1. VTX1 Companies offers fast and reliable internet throughout the Rio Grande Valley, even to some of the most remote areas. For a limited time only, get your standard installation at no cost to you. Start the school year off with a service provider you can trust by calling 1-800-446-2001.
TVNS specializes in provider services, respite care, and emergency response services. TVNS. For over 37 years. 11 locations from Brownsville to Corpus Christi, from Harlingen to when in Port Mansfield. Be sure to stop in Laguna Madre Bay, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. They ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel, drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access by road or by boat. Look for the blue building and the blue shrimp boats, Laguna Madre Baits. 828 Westport Drive, Port Mansfield, Texas.
Victor Campos and company out on the field now, trailing 14-0. And on first down, he'll hand it off. Up the middle is Mendoza. Has some room across the 40-yard line. That's a first down on 11, making a 12-yard carry for Ernesto Mendoza. So that's how the Eagles start this drive. First down play, 2:02 remaining. And another running play, this time across the left side. That's a good 9 yards on that one. Josiah Myers.
Yeah, Myers there with that quick 2 steps, and then the ball was right in his hands, able to move those chains again.
Back-to-back plays for the Hanna Eagles. Football at the midfield stripe. Minute 42 and counting here in this first quarter of play, which is on the scoreboard, been on Vella. Campos reels it right side. Another completed pass down the right sideline. That's a first down to Alex Garcia.
Yeah, Alex Garcia there, and again, they're hitting Vela right back at it with the air game. So we'll see what they can make out of this drive.
Watch this arm strength. That's all the way across the field and right on the money for that completed pass. That's understanding your receiver's routes and then delivering the ball. They'll run it this time, left-hand side. Short yards for Brandon Robles on that carry. Nonetheless, Evie, I talked about it to start this drive. The SaberCats defense had been out there. The Hanna Eagles were on a sustained drive, and now you're right back on the field playing defense.
Yeah, they really were, and that's the thing. But, this defense, when you ask them to do a lot, but we'll see what, and they're showing it.
There's another play, right side. That'll be a first down as they try to stand up the carrier, Marian Dominguez. But that's enough for another Eagle first down, and they are not blinking an eye after giving up that scoop and score. Watch this play as Campos again just hesitates long enough to freeze the defense, and then in the flats there, completed pass, and the chains will move again. That was back to Garcia. And now our running play goes nowhere for the Eagles.
Yeah, that quarterback keeper, and he's down. Hopefully he's not injured. That would be a disaster for the Eagles.
Victor Campos will be right back after this.
7-4.
Fans, if you want to look your best at the next game, then let Chewy's Custom Sports go to work for you. From custom designs and graphics to mass production,
Everyone's a winner at
in-house.
Hanna Auto Sales
It's
2
hats,
in Harlingen.
shirts,
Choose from a
buttons,
wide selection and
mugs,
score big
cups,
today on West
banners,
Expressway
and more.
83.
Then Chewy's
Right now, how about
is
this
there
2015
for every
Chrysler
team and every
300S
sport.
model with a
A
beast
veteran-owned
stereo,
company.
leather interior. Now the Eagles with a new quarterback in the ball game. Campos went out under his own power. Hopefully he's okay for the Eagle fans. Running play for the Eagles. Goes to the right side, spinning forward as Robles. That'll be short yardage. And now immediately we see Victor Campos coming right back in the ball game. And the Eagle fans were eerily silent on this side as they were watching number 2 head to the sideline.
Ernesto Mendoza doing what he can there and took that snap. And we'll see what Campos can do as he returns.
Timeout on the field as we have ended the first quarter. 14-0 Edinburg Vela. This is Real Sports Live. For a 2012 Ram 1500, a Lone Star package, 5.7 Hemi engine, a towing package, automatic, $16,499. Or how about a diamond in the rough? 1998 Dodge 3500 dually with a fifth wheel, 4x4, power, everything, heavy-duty bumper, $14,999.
Financing is available with lending for all types. Every deal's a winner at Hanna Auto Sales 2 in business since 2002. Harlingen, Texas.
With a single you just have to have. Freddie Fender, Johnny
Mission
Cash,
Veterans,
Hank
and
Williams,
thank you for
Elvis,
watching
Beatles,
Real Sports
Blues,
Live.
rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you, forever memories. 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Back here as we start the second quarter of play. Evie Vasquez to my right side. Joe Bowling here with KBSDI TV assisting with the camera operations. Juan Huerta and Jessica Reina. And then all the switching done here at the press box. Pass play right side and caught in traffic, getting away from a tackler. Big hit delivered. Alex Garcia made the catch. He gets hit hard, gets back up. But Campos is right now just in a rhythm completing these passes. That's enough for another first down.
Jaime Perez with that huge tackle there.
Yeah, watch this hit at the end of this. Good job just getting away from that tackler, and then here it comes. 3, boom. I wouldn't get up. Running play left side for the Eagles, down inside the 10-yard line. Carry that time for Hanna by Ryan Trinidad. And this is a good answer for the Hanna Golden Eagles after giving up that defensive score on a scoop and score for the Vela SaberCats. Campos now in second down and 7 from his opponent's 9. Fake play action, pass play over the middle, caught, touchdown, Eagles, Ernesto Mendoza.
Ernesto Mendoza coming in big for the Eagles as he's been able to do it all. You know, he took one snap as quarterback, and now he's a receiver. Look at this.
Over the middle. And that, normally a receiver, when they receive a ball like that, it's like you hesitate just naturally because okay, I'm in the middle of the defense, I'm going up in the air. He didn't waste a second going up for that ball. Extra point for the Eagles. Kicker in the game is Thomas Green. Puts it away, and good. 14-7. 11 minutes to go here in the first half. Got a ball game. Hanna and Vella.
Are you ready? Are you ready for low prices? It's a hacienda party.
It's football season at Hacienda Ford, and you can get a new Ford Expedition with 20-inch wheels, leather, navigation, and more for $12,000 off MSRP.
We got the tailgates down and we're feeling all right. My Hacienda friends are saving money tonight.
Hacienda has it.
Thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Those javelinas are in action on Rio Sports Live this week as well, as we thank all of those players and coaches and fans who are now joining in with those. You're now watching Rio Sports Live. We're incorporating more and more of those in. Here we are at Sam Stadium in Brownsville, Texas. Beautiful night for football. A little wind blowing out of the north end zone, but it's certainly not going to affect any balls here in this game. Right now a 14-7 game as the Eagles kick off. And a deep end-over-end kick will be fielded by the SaberCats across the 10, right up the middle of the field. 15-20, 25, and ball comes loose. Recovered by the SaberCats. Hit was delivered that time by Bruno Pena. He just couldn't release and recover that ball.
Yeah, Justin Vega there, you just couldn't hang on to it, as the Eagles will go ahead and take over again.
So Edinburg, Vela, and Anthony Sotelo brings his offense onto the field. Right now, Sotelo and company, 111 yards in total offense, 106 through the air, most of that on their second drive of the ball game, which put a touchdown in the books to start the scoring in this game. Their defense then scored, and so the Hanna offense has actually outgained the SaberCats thus far in this one, 138-111 on official stats. Sotelo turns. Going to get pressure, gets rid of the football just in time and got rid of it and avoided a sack.
Yeah, he was looking for his running back on his right side, and running back went on his left, so there was a little bit of a miscue there, and it almost cost him there a sack, but he was able to get it thrown away.
Penetration that time by Brandon Esteves, the senior linebacker. And that's a linebacker's dream when you come through untouched and your quarterback has no clue that you're coming after him. Strength that time by Sotelo, still to get rid of the ball and prevent the sack. 2nd and 10 now for the SaberCats. Sotelo drops back again, rolls out right. Here comes pressure from the backside, gets rid of it in time. Short completed pass across the 30. And a quick 3rd down and 6 coming up. And the defense, if nothing else, for the SaberCats, as there's an injury on the field. They're going to talk it over. But, Evie, if you're the defense of the SaberCats, you're telling the offense, hey, get at least a 1st down or 2 before we get back on that football field.
Right, yeah. You want to allow them to catch their breath and kind of just strategize a little bit more against what this offense is doing. But, that's what they can ask for, at least a few more minutes, couple minutes.
This is System 1 here on Rio Sports Live as we're at Sam Stadium tonight for this one. Tomorrow night I'll be personally at Sherryland for a broadcast there. McCallum Memorial taking on the Sherryland Rattlers. Both teams 1-0 after Week 1 victories last week. And then on Saturday, I'll be right back here at Sam Stadium for Porter and Pace, which are also 2 teams that are 1-0. Or check that, Pace lost to Sherryland. So Porter 1-0, Pace 0-1. That'll be back here at Sam Stadium. In the meantime, volleyball action on Saturday. I'm in a big one. McCallum Memorial is hosting Laredo Alexander and Los Fresnos in a tri-match. And we are anxious to broadcast that. Back to play. Sotelo wants it all. Deep ball, and he has got a man down there. Diving play incomplete. And here comes a penalty flag. That'll be interference against the Eagles.
Yeah, 29 there. The defensive back, Julian Soto, tripped him up that last few yards when the ball was overthrown, first of all, and then he bailed him out by tripping him. So it was a late flag, but they got him.
Here comes the call from the official. So there you have it. It's offsetting penalties, holding against the SaberCats, and then the interference by the Eagles. And so we'll just reset it with third down. Still right at 5 yards to go for the SaberCats of Edinburg Vella as Anthony Sotelo takes a snap, drops back, has time, goes for a deep ball again. Right-hand side, that's going to be incomplete. Looking in the direction of Justin Vega. And one of the Eagles who was defending on that play, Julian Soto, appears to be shaken up after that incomplete pass.
Yeah, they went right back to the same receiver, same play. So this time he was overthrown again.
Reminding you again of our additional broadcast tomorrow night. We'll be at Sherryland, McCallum Memorial at Sherryland. We'll have Laredo LBJ at Los Fresnos as Marco Munguia will bring you the play-by-play on that one. The first game on turf at La Feria is in play. We got the verification that our place is set for that one. Santa Rosa 1-0 takes on La Feria 1-0. Right back here at Sam Stadium, Brownsville Veterans is here at home to take on Lopez. We're also having a broadcast game as Harlingen South is on the road at PSJA North. And then in Mission, PSJA Memorial will be at Mission Veterans. If we can get it set up, Hidalgo plays at Lyford, and we'll have 7 systems in play tomorrow night for you fans as we continue to try the expansion wheel on this Real Sports Live. As they attend to one of the players, we'll take a quick break. This is Sam Stadium, 10:29 left in the second quarter. Vela 14, Eagles 7. Vela facing a punt situation after this.
Business owners, visit the San Benito Chamber of Commerce and find out how they can help you be a part of the new and exciting growth the city is experiencing today. Supporting business, community, and the teams, San Benito Chamber of Commerce.
Hi, we're the Lady Diamondbacks, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
Before you have time to worry. Player was shaken up for the Eagles. It appears to be okay. And so now before the snap, they have to wait for him and his coaches to get completely off the field. So at least under his own power, Julian Soto. So we hope he's okay for Eagle fans. SaberCats to punt the ball away and standing inside their 20-yard line. They'll punt it away. The Eagles should get good field position out of this as their return man stands at the 30. Snap is a good one. The kick is away and a booming, spiraling kick. Backpedaling, they'll let that bounce and let it now field it inside the 20-yard line. That's a dangerous play there as Ernesto Mendoza. That'll give a coach a heart attack touching a ball right there.
Yeah, he was caught in the middle of do I go or do I not take off with it? And the thing is that the ball bounced and hit his leg, so he said I have no choice but to fall on it. So luckily they didn't cough it up there.
So momentum of the early 14-0 lead for the Edinburg Vella SaberCats, you have to believe, has now swung, and it's right there for taking for this Hanna Eagle team, which scored on their last possession, Evie. And again, it was a quick 3-and-out for the SaberCats. Their defense back on the field. Campos drops back to throw. Swings it out. Caught pass on the right-hand side out near the 20-yard line, and stretching forward is Ryan Trinidad.
Credit Matthew Luna on that tackle to bounce him off out of bounds.
4-yard gain on another completion by Campos. Campos now has hit on his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's 8 of 10 now for 94 yards. Draws him off sides. Free play coming up. Campos delivers the ball right-hand side and overthrows everybody. It appears as though they went off sides. We'll let the call happen. False start against the SaberCats of Edinburg Vella. And so Victor Campos and the offense will have a 2nd and 1. And, man, when you got an offense that's got weapons like this, you can dial in a lot of options here for the Hanna Eagles. Campos out on shotgun, hands the ball off, running play, and a huge hit delivered, and down goes Trinidad. He did not get the first down.
Yeah, Eddie Salinas catching him right at the line of scrimmage and not allowing any yards there or any inches, per se. So, again, it'll be 3rd down for the Eagles.
3rd and 1, and again, that was by far the biggest hit delivered of this football game as the SaberCat defense delivering with a crunching blow there. Get some of these notes out of the way so we can see the field better. How's that? 3rd and 1. That's Evie Vasquez on my right-hand side. For the Eagles, an I formation this time for Campos under center. Turns, hands it off. Running play. That'll be close to first down yardage on a carry by Brandon Robles. It is enough, and the chains will move for the Hanna Eagles.
And that's the way the Eagles can hurt you. They can hurt you not just with Campos going to the air, but on the ground as well. They've been able to pick up some yardage, and it's helped them. They haven't really opened up one play per se to get them, tons of yards on the ground, but they've been able to use that run game effectively to help them get those first downs.
Robles now with 4 carries has 6 yards in the game. Another player shaken up, and that when I start talking about players shaken up every other play, it usually factors in a couple of things. First, you look at the conditions, and is it muggy? Is it hot? Is it cramping immediately? I don't think that's the case. So the second thing you look at, Evie in football, there's some hard hitting going on between these two teams.
Yeah, you have two powerhouses going at it, and with some of these UIL rules that they've changed this year, they've been able to practice earlier, but that doesn't mean that there's no injuries gonna happen when you have two big houses going like this at it.
Player went out under his own power, so for the SaberCat fans, we hope he's okay as the Eagles have a 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line. Deep drop this time for Campos. Has some time, now delivers a ball up for grabs on the right sideline. That's going to be incomplete. Over in the direction of Alex Garcia.
Yeah, he was rushed there by that Edinburg line, that SaberCat line, so he had to get rid of it, and he knew it was overthrown, but he's just happy he got rid of it to not lose any yards.
2nd down and 10. This Eagle team ran the table last year in District 32 6A and made a deep 3-round playoff run, and we're on the verge of making a 4-round playoff game. Campos, great escapability there, delivers a pass incomplete. And wow, he had a guy open. Had he connected on that one to Sabian Arsenal, that would have been a lot of room to run.
Yeah, and the thing is that I'm sure, his performance here today with him using his feet to get to draw back and be able to avoid some of these linemen. But the thing is that as the season progresses, I'm sure he'll complete those passes. So I'm sure he's just getting into sync, and he's got a big season ahead of him.
3rd and 10 for the Eagles. Campos drops back. Here comes pressure. Delivers a ball down the left sideline. That's going to be picked off by the SaberCats. 40-yard line, down the sideline to the 30. Can the defense score a second time here in this ball game? To the 10, to the 5. Touchdown for the SaberCats.
Joshua Garcia with that interception and driving it all the way into the end zone. And some of these, these are the turnovers that are getting the Eagles into trouble. Because if you talk about their offense, it's not a lot of mistakes, but the ones that they have made, has been the ones to cost them.
3 scores on the board for the SaberCats, and 2 of those for the defense. This time an overthrown pass. Here comes the pass play. You'll see here as it's a strong arm again by Campos. Receiver appeared to just drop off the route, and it was just easy pickings, and down the right sideline, Joshua Garcia, the sophomore cornerback, is like, wow, look at this wall of blockers. Extra point is good. SaberCats 21, the Eagles 14. Kickoff coming up. Now you can get back to your day with a healthy smile. Fishing fans, here's your chance to catch some fish and help out athletes at the same time. Mark the calendar now and plan on attending October 20th as the 3-Up, 3-Down San Perlita Booster Club Fishing Tournament looks to be the biggest and best yet. Located at Laguna Madre Baits in Port Mansfield, Texas. Evie Vasquez, the SaberCats of Edinburg Vella, send the kicking team back onto the football field And one thing about this, the defense scores again. That's the second time in the game, but that defense is going to have to come back out on the field. They've been there a long time since midway through the first quarter.
Yeah, I think they've seen more drives than the offense, and this expect this Hanna Eagles to score pretty soon here. It's expected.
Kickoff by the SaberCats as they tee it up at the 40. Short kick this time. Eagles from their own 15 across the 20, trying to get to the right side of the field. Now to the middle, 25-yard line, 27. Hard hitting going on out there on a tackle. As delivering the hit was one Ivan Mendoza, a junior, on the coverage team for the SaberCats of Edinburg Vela. 8:18 left here in the first half of play, and usually when you get two good football teams, Evie, it just seems like the game goes by in a snap of a fingers.
Yeah, you look up and it's already, halfway through, more than halfway through, or almost halfway through the second quarter. So it's going by quickly, and a lot of hard hits, a lot of offense, a lot of throws.
First down coming up for Victor Campos. Campos in the ball game is 8 of 12. Make it 8 of 13 with one interception. That coming on their last drive. Appears to be changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Before this happens, a timeout is called as the SaberCats want to talk it over. Campos saw something.
There was one flag down over here by this official, so we'll see what they call.
We'll get the call from the official right here. Well, they charge a timeout to the Hanna Eagles. Looked like the SaberCats called the timeout. They waved the penalty off. So first down coming up after this.
Island. Be sure to book your place to stay
Artificial
with
lures
Island
only
Services.
with a blackjack
Locally
format.
owned for
No
over
fish
40
over 21
years.
inches.
Trusted,
$150
reliable
per
for
team
condo
or boat.
and beach house
Maximum
rentals.
4 people
Call
on the
and
Grand
visit the
Champion
website
is a
today.
team closest
Island
to 63
Services.
inches with 1 red trout and 1 flounder. Food raffles, baked goods, a silent auction, and terrific prizes from some great sponsors.
It's Main Street
Registration
Boutique.
is October 19th.
Perfect stop.
The tournament is
Great
October
atmosphere.
20th.
Locally
See you there
owned
at the
and
3 Up,
operated.
3 Down
And
fishing
new
tournament
items
in
coming
Port
in every
Mansfield.
day.
Where catching fish
Something for
is helping
everyone.
athletes
Main
in a
Street
big,
Boutique in
big
San
way.
Benito.
Hi, we're the Edinburg Podcast.
Campos wants to throw on first down. Has some pressure, nearly picked off, and it is an incomplete pass. Stepping up there.
Eddie Salinas with that near pick there, as Campos was hit, caused him to underthrow that and nearly picked off.
So now Campos, if you factor in the intercepted pass, has missed on his last 4. And the Eagles have it, second down and 10 yards to go. Campos takes it, rolls out, hit, tries to drive forward, gets dropped. Might have got to the line of scrimmage, but no further. Good containment that time by the SaberCat defense. One thing about it, when you have a quarterback with escaping abilities, assignments on those corners are and sometimes the most important factor on the defense. It's not the coverage guys, it's the containment guys. Make sure that quarterback stays in check. Man in motion goes from the left to the right side. So a 3-receiver set overloading the wide side of the field for Campos here with 7:30 and counting in the second quarter. Pressure coming from the outside on the right. He'll escape that by rolling out. Now he gives up more ground, spins away again. Campos has given up 25 yards behind the line of scrimmage and then throws it away incomplete. Looking at Ryan Trinidad.
And credit that SaberCat defense for that hurry, that quarterback hurry there. And again, he had to get rid of it quick one more time.
And so the SaberCat defense, which has scored 2 times in this ball game, now can maybe breathe as they'll get the head to the sidelines. Looking up with 7:19 to go here in this first half of play, leading 21-7. They'll send the offense on the field after this punt exchange. Eagles stand back inside their 15 to return this kick. High snap, they'll get to it, get the kick away just in time. A low kick takes an Eagle bounce inside the 40 of the SaberCats down to the 33.5-yard line. And so it's been a while since they've been on the field. But as Anthony Sotelo And the SaberCat offense strolls on the field. They look up and leading by 14 points on the road.
Yeah, you never want to be. That's one thing that especially in football, when turnovers cost you, they're looking up at the scoreboard and 14 points down. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if this offense turns it on. They still have a whole lot of game to go, and again, the SaberCats still have their time as well. So again, it's going to be an interesting finish here.
I want to remind you, volleyball fans, again, we do have tremendous coverage on Saturday with that tri-match going on at McCallum Memorial. Laredo Alexander, the only team to beat Mac High this season in town, and Los Fresnos also there for Memorial's Lady Mustangs. Also on Saturday, we'll be at Brownsville Veterans broadcast. Harlingen South taking on Brownsville Veterans, and then we'll also be at Pioneer as San Benito travels to Pioneer. Penalty on the play against the SaberCats moves them all the way back inside the 20-yard line. And with 7:07 to go here in the first half, Anthony Sotelo start to drive. It's been a while since he's been on the field. Single back in the backfield, wants to throw. Sotelo with a deep drop, has a ton of time. Now underneath, that was nearly picked up, but it's caught across the 30-yard line, 35-yard line, 37-yard line. First down, SaberCats. A near pick that time for the Eagles turns into a big play for the SaberCats.
Alfredo Villarreal almost coming up with that pass. And he, for a second there, he actually looked at his hands and said, hey, did I really just miss that? So that it was that close, near pick.
Kevin Rojas, second catch of the night. That's good concentration for Rojas as that ball was going through a defender's hands before it got into his. First down for Sotelo as they move the ball out to the 38-yard line, their own 38. 6.5 minutes left here in this first half. Sotelo, another deep drop. Delivers a deep ball downfield, and it's going to be caught inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. A huge strike and a catch by Justin Cantu.
Justin Cantu, perfect timing. He was able to get into the air and just perfect that and get it into his chest.
That's a 45-yard catch, second catch for the night for Cantu. And Anthony Sotelo now on 6 of 9 is 174 yards through the air for the SaberCats here in this first half and counting. In the red zone of the Hanna Eagles is Sotelo on first down from the 15-yard line. 3 receivers on the left side for Sotelo. Drops back to throw again. Here comes pressure, steps up, delivers the ball. End zone, and it's caught. SaberCats score, and they made that drive look real easy.
Yeah, Riojas again coming up big. Kevin Riojas again, and that was just a 3 or 4 play drive and series for these SaberCats, and they're able to get into that end zone. And again, I guess you can determine that those fresh legs by that SaberCat offense, and they're making it show.
Steps up, Sotelo delivers that ball, and that is just right on the money for the score. That was a 3-play drive all through the air for the SaberCats, and they go up 27-7. Extra point coming up. Good snap, ball down, kick up long high, and good. Edinburg Vela, 28. Thanks to 2 defensive scores, the offense just said, hey, we can do it too. 28-7, kickoff coming up.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere.
It's not just about
makes it a
equipping
fun
students
trip
with skills
when
for the
stepping
future.
back in time with the
We
memories.
awaken their potential
Forever
and
Memories,
empower them to make
Antiques
good
and Collectibles in San Benito.
No matter where you're from or where you're headed, there's a place for you to flourish at
Truck Techs in Harlingen is your source for lifts, wheels, and tires. Talking trucks of any size, any model, and any year. Specializing in accessories and top-of-the-line products to bring that special look to your truck in a professional way. Lifts, wheels, and tires, with financing available too. Call today or stop by Truck Techs in Harlingen.
VTX offers fast and reliable internet throughout the Rio Grande Valley, even to some of the most remote areas. For a limited time only.
Way, and it is going to be a short kick. It gets out of bounds. And so now the Hanna Eagles, it's not panic time, Evie Vasquez, but you're down 3 scores, 5:44 on the road to a team that has shown the ability to move the football on offense, and their defense has put points against you. On your home turf, you got to make a statement here if you're Hanna.
Yeah, you do, and I'll be the first one to say that, I won't count them out. This Hanna Eagles team, is like we've been talking about, has heart and they're scrappy. So, but I would hate to see them go down, by such a big score into halftime.
SaberCats offense with 194 yards compared to the Eagles 147 as Victor Campos sets him down on first down, just outside the 25, his own 27-yard line. On first down, wants to throw, play action over the middle, incomplete. Looking for Ryan Trinidad, but good coverage there by the SaberCats.
Yeah, Ivan Mendoza, with that great block there, he was able to pat that ball away.
Coverage again is clamping down here for the SaberCats, as that's now, if you count the interceptions, 6 in a row that Campos has missed after connecting on 7 in a row. Play action again. Delivers the ball, and he on the wrong page that time with the receiver. Another incomplete pass. Campos a little frustrated that time because he had the receiver continued to run. That ball was right in the spot, and there was room.
Yeah, he was. Mayers was there, and all he had to do was just turn around and find the ball in his hands. The ball was just thrown a little bit too quick.
5:34 remaining here in this first half of play. There's a pass play and nothing doing as they get to him. Now he gets rid of it, and it's caught across the 35-yard line. Campos, a magician-type play, finds Alex Garcia. It's short of first down yardage, but he should have been sacked. Watch this.
Yeah, another near broken play, and he'll make something out of it. And again, a near first down. It'll be about 1 yard short.
And now they'll spot it down and give a first down for the Eagles.
I would have given him to him too.
Just by the escapability of Victor Campos. And then the concentration that time by his receiver, Alex Garcia. For Garcia, that's his 5th catch of the night. New set of downs for the Eagles with 5:20 remaining. And they'll run it right-hand side across the 40-yard line. That's a good 6-yard or 4-yard carry for Ernesto Mendoza.
And one thing with this SaberCat defense, their secondary is giving up that middle. They're giving up that middle, so these running backs, as soon as they get past that line, they'll have some room to run. So we'll see if this SaberCat team makes some adjustments. And they just did.
Second down play. And here come the penalties raining in. We'll let the official make the call. That'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Hanna Eagles. 28-7 your score as they move the football back inside the 40 of the Eagles. Still second down, but now 12 yards to go. And sometimes it doesn't take much to take a drive away from a team that's moving the ball downfield. Empty backfield now as here comes some pressure. They'll deliver a ball underthrown, incomplete. Campos had to just get rid of that ball in a hurry.
Yeah, he had Brandon Robles on motion, his running back in motion, on his left side, and but he decided to go to the right side and nothing doing there.
So third down now for the Hanna Eagles with 4:21 left in this second quarter of play. Campos drops back. They pick up the pressure this time. He rolls out to buy a little more time, scrambles away from one, makes another man miss. Still looking. Campos delivers, and he's got a man caught at the 47-yard line of the SaberCats for a first down.
Yeah, and that's the thing, he had Ryan Rodriguez on that quarterback hurry, and he's still able to make a good throw and again, move those chains for the Hanna Eagles.
So the ball moves downfield for the Eagles on first down. Campos hands it off. Running play right-hand side. They get a couple of blocks this time for Brandon Robles. carries for a couple extra yards. He's brought down to the 40. That's a good 7-yard gain.
Yeah, and again, Ryan Rodriguez, again, he almost was able to get that running back behind the line of scrimmage for a loss. And again, he was able to, Campos getting it out of his hands and making something out of nothing again.
3:37 and counting here in the second quarter. Eagles now back in SaberCat territory at the 40. Campos scrambles outside. He's going to try to run, has a first down, leaps over a man, is upended, and Campos gets a first down.
Yeah, that was something to see. You know, he was able to leap Joshua Garcia,
Watch
the
this.
cornerback.
Scampering left side all the way, and here we go. Up the ladder, and wow. That's a hard gain, 4 yards for first down for Victor Campos.
I don't know what his coach thought those few moments as he was in the air. I'd be scared.
First down for the Eagles. There was a big lightning strike just off behind us. I hope that's far enough away. We don't need any delays here. That pass play is nearly picked off, incomplete. Again, receiver and quarterback on different pages on that one, and that was near disaster for the Eagles. And another gift wrap opportunity for the SaberCat defense.
You know, that was Nick Taran almost coming up with it. And again, if he just kind of looks at it a little bit closer into his hands, we might have them going towards their own end zone again. Campos feeling comfortable right now.
Takes a snap, drops back, fires a pass, incomplete. Looking quick to the right-hand side, but
yeah, he doesn't look rushed. But the thing is that I just kind of feel that, you know, his timing's not there yet because we're so early in the season yet. With the player like with his caliber of weapons, you know, expect him to settle down as the season progresses and get this offense flowing a little bit better.
This time, Campos steps up in the pocket, buys some time. Now he's going to run down the left-hand side. A lot of room. Campos inside the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Eagles, Victor Campos.
Yeah, that great jerk there at the end got him into that end zone. He was able to go ahead and get by Jaime Perez to get those extra 10 yards and get into the end zone. Great run by Campos.
Campos scores, and it's with 2:35 to go. And look at the running there. He made 3 men miss right there at the end of that run. And so the Hanna Eagles.
Quick jab.
Extra point is away and good. 28-14 your score here in the first half. Eagles needed that score. SaberCats get the ball with plenty of time left here in the half. They lead.
Alcalde de San Benito,
Well, you're off with the service
invitando a toda la
provider you
gente
can
que
trust
venga a
by calling
visitarnos aquí a San Benito, cruce por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco, visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Hi, we're the Lady Wildcats, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
When in Port Mansfield, be sure to stop in Laguna Madre Bay, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. They ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits, caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more.
We awaken their
Dress the
potential
part
and
with
empower
full
them to
outdoor
make good
apparel.
choices.
Drinks, ice, snacks,
where you're from
groceries,
or where you're headed,
and fishing
there's a
supplies
place for you
for
to
any
sport
need.
at HCIS.
Access by road or by boat. Look for the Blue Building and the Blue Shrimp Boats, Laguna Madre Baits. 828 Westport Drive, Port Mansfield, Texas.
Kickoff time for the Hanna Eagles. Evie Vasquez has been with me throughout the first half. Our appreciation for her for joining us. In conjunction with KBSD-ITV out of Brownsville, the school district, another stellar job on the production. Fair catch called for and made by the SaberCats of Edinburg, Vela. And so in a game that on the scoreboard has a 2-score separation between the teams, you look at the statistics and everything except for the turnovers would tell you that this game could easily be tied. Total yardage, 194 for the SaberCats, 191 for the Eagles. Eagles with an advantage on the ground was 68 yards compared to just 5 for Vela, but 189 through the air for Anthony Sotelo in this SaberCat offense compared to 123 for Victor Campos and the Eagles. Sotelo wants to throw on first down. Does, out on the left side. That's going to be a quick hitter out to Justin Cantu. His second catch of the night. Meanwhile, the player's shaking up behind the play. For Cantu, they'll give him credit all the way to the 40, so that's a 5-yard gain. His third catch for 54 yards. 3 different receivers in the mix for the SaberCats here in this ball game. Cantu with 3 catches, 54 yards. Vega with 2 for 86 yards. And Kevin Rojas, 3 catches for 54. Sotelo is 8 of 11 for 194 here in this first half. Wow, there's more lightning over there. I hope that's far enough away that we're not dealing with delays. 3 receivers set on the right-hand side for the SaberCats. For Sotelo on 2nd and 5. Drops back to throw again. A deep drop. Steps up in the pocket now. Sotelo rolls out right. Has a man down the right sideline. And it's going to be caught inside the 25. And then a penalty flag comes in at the end of the play. Sotelo on the money to Justin Vega. And watch this delivery. And had he put a little more air under that, Vega was actually had to come back for that ball. That's a 45-yard strike to Vega from Sotelo. First down for the SaberCats. Sotelo now 9 of 12 for 239 and counting through the air. Still 2:13 remaining in the half. As Sotelo already at the Hanna 25. Drops back to throw again. Delivers it right side. Penalty flags on the play. That's a catch that's incomplete. Good coverage down there at the end zone. Now we'll sort out the flags. That'll be a holding call against the SaberCats of Edinburg, Vella. Meanwhile, one of the defensive linemen had to limp off the field for the Hanna Eagles. Remember, they're replacing some all-staters on offense and defense on the line. And so the guys that are in there producing, in some cases, are getting some of their first taste as the guy on the line. Still first down for Sotelo. Drops back to throw, delivers it right side on a short pass. It's completed to Cantu. Give him credit for a 5-yard gain on his 4th catch of the night. Second and long now coming up for the SaberCats of Edinburg, Vella. Friday night game here back at Sam Stadium tomorrow night. Invite you fans to come out and join us. Brownsville Veterans at Lopez. And then on Saturday, back here for Porter against Pace. The Sam Stadium, again, has the triple header for the week. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday games coming your way. Second down for Sotelo. Rushed out of the pocket, delivers a ball right side. It's incomplete. 2 defenders there for the Eagles. And it was actually the traffic of the defense that prevented them from getting an interception on that play. The receiver had really no prayer at catching that ball where it was delivered. Third down for the SaberCats with 1:52 left here in the half. Sotelo changing the play at the line. Twin receivers right and left, single back in the backfield on third down. Runs it left side. Eagles try to string it out, and they do. They're able to contain Kevin McKinney. Ends up gaining 6, but needed 15, so 3rd and 9 coming up. Now for the SaberCats of Edinburg, Vella. Make it 4th down and 9. 4th and 9, clock running with 1:30 to go. The Eagles have 1 timeout left. They'll get the ball to start the second half. So right now, they're in no hurry to stop this clock. Play clock down to 13 for the SaberCats. Sotelo still looking to the sidelines. SaberCats are going to burn a timeout.
Of employees compensation and providing financial retirement planning for many years for employees of different employment.
Fans, if you want to look your best at the next game and let Chewy's Custom Sports go to work for you. From custom designs and graphics to mass production in-house. It's hats,
and now it's time to
shirts,
relax and
buttons,
enjoy
mugs,
with peace of mind
cups,
and security.
banners, and more, then Chewy's is there for every team and every sport. A veteran-owned company in touch with the community. It's Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito.
440-8774 to schedule your appointment today.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more.
Everyone's a winner
every
at
day.
Hanna Auto Sales
Looking
2
for your
in
favorite albums
Harlingen.
from the past.
Choose from a wide
First
selection and
pressings,
score big
collectibles.
today.
How about a
West
45 with a
Expressway
single you
83.
just have to have?
Right now, how about this
Freddie Fender,
2015
Johnny
Chrysler
Cash,
300
Hank
S
Williams,
model with a
Elvis,
Beat stereo,
Beat,
leather
Blues.
interior, navigation, $57,000, reduced today, $19,999. Or a 2012 Ram 1500, a Lone Star package, 5.7 Hemi engine. Bring it back here after the timeout. SaberCats roll out right side. That ball is going to be incomplete on a fourth down. They went for it. Thanks again to one of our fans who chimed in. Rogers Paul Truitt letting us know that we had two sets of commercials on the audio side running at the same time. Evie was down there in the concession area and heard us on the big screen. It's pretty cool when you walk through that concourse like that, right?
That is awesome, and one step at a time, we'll be getting even bigger. And I say we because
hey, you're part of this.
We're trying to just make things happen for everybody out here, for these kids and for the fans.
Evie Vasquez stepped in, assisted us a year and a half ago when she assisted with some of our biggest basketball games we've broadcast here on Rio Sports Live, the magical run of the Santa Rosa Warriors. And then last year she was busy, and so we weren't able to get her to too many games, but there's some big ones coming up. I can't talk about the one I messaged you about. There's a huge matchup that's set on the basketball side. It's in the books. It's locked in. But one school still has to get the final signature by a superintendent. So one of the coaches is like, hey, Joe, don't put me on the spot. Don't say that game's in the mix. The other coach is like, hey, help us promote it. We need to sell some tickets.
Soon enough.
Pass play over the middle. That's incomplete as Campos underthrows Alex Garcia. And that's two quick, incomplete passes. Stops the clock with 28 seconds remaining.
Yeah, he had Alex Garcia and Ernesto Mendoza down the middle. He could have gone to either target.
Third down now. Vela has 2 timeouts left. So if the Eagles do not get a first down here, you may see the SaberCats burn a timeout just to give the offense 1 or 2 snaps. Running play left side, that goes for nowhere. SaberCats do call the timeout. So that's the SaberCats' second timeout of the half. And so with 24 seconds to go, you got 1 timeout left in high school football. If you get a first down, you move the chain. So the SaberCats at least want to take a look at what kind of field position they get on this exchange, Evie.
Yeah, they do, and both teams want to go ahead and finish off on a strong note, either on the defensive side or on the offensive side. You don't want to go, if you're the Eagles, you don't want to go in, down in such a big deficit. And if you're the SaberCats, you want to be able to stop them and not allow them, to gain any momentum going into halftime.
Our broadcast coming your way here on a Thursday. I want to remind you that next Thursday we'll be back here at Sam Stadium as Mission Veterans will be here to take on Brownsville Veterans. And that'll be 2 playoff teams from a year ago squaring off here on Sam Stadium on another live video game. Also at PSJA next Thursday, San Benito at PSJA. And then we'll have our first broadcast from Donna Stadium as La Grulla will be at Donna North. That's next Thursday, a week from tonight. 24 seconds left here in the half. Eagles fall back into punt formation. SaberCats should get good field position out of this. Kick is away. Knuckleball's back. They'll let it bounce. Takes an Eagle roll inside the 30. Inside the 25. Just let that die down there at the 21. Time ticks off the clock. 12 seconds remaining. Eagles will get the ball to start the second half. So if you're Edinburg Vela up 14, you could dial up something here big and just see if it happens, Evie, or you could go into the halftime with a 14-point lead.
Yeah, when you have a preseason game like this, you kind of strategize before the game, and when do we put in, our players, our starters, when do we put in our second string, when do we put in, these other players. So again, they probably want to go ahead and finish on a strong note here, so they'll probably draw something up.
So Tello in the first half, 10 of 14 for 244. It's unofficial as the SaberCats outgained the Eagles 255 to 191 in total offense in the first half. We'll have some stats for you at our halftime break. We'll also run down some additional broadcasts that are coming your way, not only tomorrow night, not only Saturday, not next week, but some other games going on right now in the Rio Grande Valley. So Tello hands it off. Running play right side for the SaberCats. Out across the 30 to 35-yard line. And player stays, he steps out of bounds with 4 seconds to go. Justin Vega on the carry. Mark it down at the 34. Meanwhile, the SaberCats take their last time out. Hector Guzman enjoying the game from Lakeland, Florida. Send a shout out in that direction. Had some sons that went through the ranks of the SaberCats. Now he's traveling all over the country. He assisted us in introducing us to Freddie Heredia. Way win back. I say win back. We're going to have our 2-year anniversary of Rio Sports Live on October 17th. Feels like it's been 20 years sometimes, Evie.
Yeah, with the momentum that you have going on and all the things that aren't in store yet, it's gonna be big.
Other times it feels like it's been 2 days. Sotelo, final play of the first half, and they blow that play dead. So that's a 5-yard pin. It's a 5-yard penalty against the Eagles. It can't end on a defensive penalty. They put 2 seconds back on the clock. So the Edinburg Vela SaberCats will get one more shot here. 61 yards away from the end zone of the Eagles. Sotelo drops back to throw here. Pressure coming, sets up a screen pass. Pass caught at the 40, across the 45, middle of the field, 50, 45, and that will do it to close out the first half on a catch by Kevin McKinney. And we've reached the halftime break for McKinney, his first catch of the night. That goes for 27 yards and adds more stats to Anthony Sotelo, who had a terrific first half. 14-point lead belongs to the visitors as the SaberCats are trying to go 2-0 on the season. The Eagles, who are 0-1 coming in, trying to get well at home. We'll take a break and run down some stats for you. We'll run down some additional scores. That's Evie Vasquez. I'm Joe Bowling, and this is Rio Sports Live. In the rough, 1998 Dodge 3500 dually with a fifth wheel, 4x4, power everything, heavy-duty bumper, $14,999.
Financing is available with lending for all types. Every deal's a winner at Cano Auto Sales 2, in business since 2002, Harlingen, Texas.
Men, start the new year off right. Alpha Men's Primary Care wants to remind all men it's time for your annual physical. Call to schedule an appointment. It's about the body, mind, and emotion. Stop feeling sluggish, having no energy, or being stressed. Alpha Men's Healthcare believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight, let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's healthcare is done.
Hi, we're Sherryland Rattlers, And thank you for watching Real Sports Live.
TVNS specializes. We are back here at halftime as the dance team for the Edinburg Vella SaberCats is front and center. And Evie Vasquez, you take a look at what was going on here in this first half. And you first and foremost, look at the statistics after the score. 28-14, Vella on top at halftime. 293 yards of total offense for the Vella SaberCats compared to the Hanna Eagles 191. And you think, well, it was all offense. SaberCats of Edinburg Vella controlled it. Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, and we talked about it earlier. Their defense, has been able to come up big, and and at times it kind of seems that Campos, the timing is just not there yet. He's been impressive with his feet. So I'll say that. But credit this SaberCat defense, and they've been able to make those turnovers and make this Eagle team, it really hurt them with these 2 turnovers. I think it was 2 turnovers for scores, if I'm not mistaken. So the time that Hanna has made mistakes, SaberCats have made them pay.
2 scoring plays for the SaberCat defense. On the flip side, you do take a look at the production for the Hanna Eagles. Victor Campos, 10 of 23 for 123 yards, in the rushing game for 68 yards. And they put points on the board. They're trailing by 2 scores. They'll get the ball to start the second half. So the Eagles doing some things right as well.
Yes, they are. And like I said, whenever Campos does, when he's been impressive and when he's been effective is when he's been going to the air and finding these receivers, and he's got the weapons to drive this team deep into the playoffs this year, and that's their hopes and their goal, to make it a deep run. So he's got the weapons, and again, I think if I'm looking, again, I'm the outsider looking in, but it's just about timing right now, and that chemistry develops as the season goes on. So again, when they're ranked up there as one of the best teams in the Valley, it's for a reason, and you expect this team to rally, and we should see a better second half. If you ask me, you all see a better second half from the Hanna Eagles offensively.
Wide shot right now going out there as the dance team performing for the Edinburg Vella SaberCats in conjunction with KBSDI-TV out of Brownsville, Texas. Camera operations Juan Huerta during the first half, and Jessica Reyna, her second week as a camera operator, doing a terrific job of bringing you the coverage here from Sam Stadium. That's Evie Vasquez. I'm Joe Bowling. 28-14 your score. We'll come back and talk about some additional games going on tonight and a blockbuster matchup we've got for tomorrow night. Right now, 28-14, Vella over Hanna. This is Real Sports Live. TVNS are pioneers in the home care industry, in service for over 37 years. 11 locations from Brownsville to Corpus Christi, from Harlingen to Laredo.
Today's game is sponsored by TVNS, the pioneers in serving our community with the highest quality in provider services.
Located in the historic downtown district in San Benito is Main Street Boutique. A perfect stop, great atmosphere, locally owned and operated, and new items coming in every day. Something for everyone. Main Street Boutique in San Benito.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Hi, we're PSJ Southwest Javelinas, and thank you for watching Real Sports Live. J's up!
When in Port Mansfield, be sure to stop in Laguna Madre Baits, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. They ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits, caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel. Drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access by road or by boat. Look for the blue building and the blue shrimp boats, Laguna Madre Baits. 828 Westport Drive, Port Mansfield, Texas.
The kids are headed back to school. It's time to get internet from VTX1. VTX1 Companies offers fast and reliable internet throughout the Rio Grande Valley, even to some of the most remote areas. For a limited time only, get your standard installation at no cost to you. Start the school year off with a service provider you can trust by calling 1-800-446-2031. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
Our thanks to VTX1 for being one of our title sponsors here on Rio Sports Live. Hacienda Ford also. You see the SaberCat marching band now has taken the field as with 21 minutes and 42 seconds left here in the first half. SaberCats of Edinburg Vela on top 28-14. Tonight's broadcast coming your way from Sam Stadium, KBSDI-TV out of Brownsville, Texas. Always great assistance there in helping us broadcast the games. We'll be here at Sam Stadium tonight, tomorrow night, and on Saturday with some great matchups. Also broadcasting tonight from PSJA is Donna against PSJA Southwest. Harlingen is at home tonight on a Thursday night, taking on Laredo United South. That's a broadcast on Rio Sports as well. Los Fresnos is at home, taking on Laredo LBJ. That's tomorrow night. And our matchup here for System 1 is McCallum Memorial at Sherryland tomorrow night. I'll be there with that one. Alex Espinoza is going to join me on the broadcast of that. He's been doing some volleyball coverage for us. And so he'll get a chance, a rare Friday night that he's available. And I was saying on Tuesday when I was broadcasting volleyball and my game finished, I was able to tune into Alex. I was like, hey, that's, Billy Watson stepped up the level throughout the summer. And now as we're having more and more broadcasters, we're starting to get in a rhythm here. Evie Vasquez joining me here tonight on this one allows a lot better entertainment from my perspective when I take a look at what we're doing here on Rio Sports Live, when I have someone that's here to assist us in the broadcast. Other broadcast games coming tomorrow. How about the La Feria matchup? La Feria Lions made an impressive statement last week by knocking off Raymondville, and they did it in impressive fashion with the score. Meanwhile, the Santa Rosa Warriors kind of took people by shock last week as they handed Lyford a lopsided loss. And so the Warriors travel to La Feria. Now, it's 1-0 against 1-0, which would tell you that that's a great matchup. But anyone that's been around the football in the Rio Grande Valley knows that doesn't matter if they're 0-1, 0-10, 0-whatever against 0-whatever. When La Feria and Santa Rosa tee it up on the football field, that's a rivalry game, and that means it's amped up. Now you add to the mix that the La Feria Lions will be playing on their home field, their home turf field for the first game on turf, and it adds a little magic to that. We'll be there for the broadcast. Now remember, fans, on Friday, all broadcasts are audio only on the broadcast. Will we be at Mission next week for Mission versus Pioneer? That's a question being asked right now. Let me go ahead and answer that for you and tell you that next Friday we will have a system at Mission at Pioneer. Our System 1 game may be that one. I had Raymondville at Lyford as one of our games broadcast next week. But, yes, Mission at Pioneer will be a broadcast game next week, as that will be a good one from Sherryland Stadium. Meanwhile, continue broadcast tomorrow. We're back here at Sam Stadium for Brownsville Veterans against Lopez. We also have Harlingen South at PSJA North, and we have the PSJA Memorial against Mission Veterans at Mission's Tom Landry Stadium for 6 of our 7 systems in play for football. I'm trying to get the 7th one in play, Hidalgo with Lyford. The rains this week kind of prevented me from getting out there to certain schools and stadiums to get equipment checked out. But we're going to check that. Coverage for Wessico versus Egg Couch next week. That's a Friday game, correct? And that is on September 13th. And I have, now Friday 13th, Egg Couch Elsa is at Los Fresnos on our schedule. And I do have that set for a broadcast. John Cannon was talking with me earlier today, saying that in conjunction with his talks as now the media representative for the school of Ed Couch Elsa, All EdCouch Elsa games will be shared on our site as early as next week. So even if a Real Sports Live representative isn't there, we are assisting the showcasing of broadcasts of other schools. In this case, John Cannon stepping in and for fans who aren't familiar with that, John and I, we each had our own things going there for a while. John was doing a lot of work, a lot of hard work on his own website, his own broadcast, his own coverage, and then was hired by the EdCouch Elsa School District. And so now as a media representative there and spearheading their broadcast, it's neat that two guys that once were thought as competitors doing the same thing now and recognizing that, hey, in reality, we're showcasing athletes. And so my appreciation goes out to the John Cannons of the world who, have an intelligent conversation between the two of us on, well, how can we best showcase these kids to show what you're doing, and then on the flip side for John assisting us in broadcasting what we're doing. So, again, a blockbuster matchup all the way across the board for football fans. Volleyball fans, we've got you covered as well, as I have got a ton of volleyball coverage set in motion here in the Rio Grande Valley. We've already expanded the coverage by 3 times what we were doing last year at this time, as out of the gate during tournament season, we broadcast live over 105 volleyball games in just a 3-week span to get the season started. And now that we're in a steady rhythm of district play and wrapping up the non-district side, plenty of games coming up on the volleyball side that are just big matchups. On Saturday, yours truly will be at McCallum Memorial. Los Fresnos and Laredo Alexander in town. And then we'll have a system at Brownsville Veterans. Harlingen South will be at Brownsville Veterans, and San Benito will be at Pioneer. Those are all Saturday games. On Tuesday, we have Nicky Rowe at Harlingen South, Hanna at Sherryland, and Rivera at Brownsville Veterans. A week from Saturday, Harlingen South at Los Fresnos. They start district play. San Benito at Harlingen and Rivera at Hanna, as we're going to kick off district play of District 32 6A. And just try to sort that one out right there and then out of the gate. All 6 teams in action in a broadcast. We're going to do that on the flip side as we go to another district and start showcasing a district at a time on Saturdays and give the fans a full glimpse of every team in district play when allowed. So you volleyball fans, we got you covered. You football fans, we've more than got you covered now on what we're doing as we just continue to expand. Dance team out there on the field for the Hanna Eagles. I'll take a break. When we come back, I'll run down the actual statistics of the first half of this game. SaberCats of Edinburg Vela lead at 28-14. Hanna at home gets the ball to start the second half. Evie Vasquez wrapping up a quick meal. I'm Joe Bowling. 14 minutes left here before the kickoff of the second half. Thanks for keeping with us here on Real Sports Live.
Care believes in a holistic approach to your overall health. Even if you have low testosterone, diabetes, high blood pressure, or gained weight, let Alpha Men's Primary Care help you increase your energy, stamina, endurance, and quality of life. Start feeling young again. Alpha Men's Primary Care is changing the way men's health care is done.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
At First Community Bank, we believe in small business.
When Jennifer and Jimmy Wilson started Wild August Nursery and Flower Farm, they found Ricky Leal at First Community Bank had the financing to help them grow.
Make FCB your bank.
TVNS specializes in provider services, respite care, and emergency response services. TVNS are pioneers in the home care industry, in service for over 37 years. 11 locations from Brownsville to Corpus Christi, from Harlingen to Laredo.
Today's game is sponsored by TVNS, the pioneers in serving our community with the highest quality in provider services.
Everyone's a winner at Kano Auto Sales 2 in Harlingen. Choose from a wide selection and score big today on West Expressway 83.
Right now, how about this 2015 Chrysler 300S model with a Beat stereo, leather interior, navigation, $57,000, reduced today, $19,999. Or a 2012 Ram 1500, a Lone Star package, 5.7 Hemi engine, a towing package, automatic, $16,499. Or how about a diamond in the rough, 1998 Dodge 3500 dually with a fifth wheel, 4x4, power everything, heavy-duty bumper, $14,999.
Financing is available with lending for all types. Every deal's a winner at Kano Auto Sales 2, in business since 2002, Harlingen, Texas.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
We are back here. We're at halftime here as the marching band for the Hanna Eagles is out there performing, a big band out there. And you were talking, Evie, you're back in school taking some classes, and so is the director down there for the Hanna Eagles.
Yeah, Michael is the director here at the band, and it's good to see his band live. We've talked about it before about how he's really given a good effort at getting this band to where he wants it to be, and it's good to see it live.
Meanwhile, on the football field, 28-14 is the score after the first half of play. As we continue to showcase the athletes, and in this case, showcase the band. At times, we used to play the video and the audio on the bands, but then, of course, we're broadcasting on several platforms that even at times will stop a broadcast because of a copyright issue on the music that the band is playing when you put it across on a broadcast. So there's a thin line that you have to walk in order to stay on the right path as far as that goes. Take a look at this from a statistic point of view. In the first half, the Vela SaberCats with 293 yards of total offense outgained the Eagles by 100 yards, who have 191. Just 27 yards on the ground for the SaberCats. So if you go into the game and you're Hanna and you tell Coach Guess before the game starts, hey, you're going to hold them to 27 yards on the ground. He's like, hey, good news for us. Then you look at the passing game where Victor Campos has watched as his counterpart on the other side, Anthony Sotelo, has just torched the field. 11 of 15 for 271 yards. As he has just been near perfect here in this ball game, and a lot of those are on big plays. I'm talking 1, 2, 3, 4 plays beyond 40 yards on those pass plays. Meanwhile, on the rushing game, Vela SaberCats' Kevin McKinney, the leading rusher, just 4 carries for 11 yards. So getting that rushing, they haven't needed it though, the SaberCats. On the reception side, 4 players in the mix there. Justin Cantu leads the way with 4 catches for 59 yards, but behind him with 3 catches is Justin Vega, who leads from a statistic point of view in yards received. He's averaging 43 yards a catch, 131 total yards of offense in the air to Justin Vega alone. Kevin Rojas has 3 catches for 54 yards, including a touchdown. Kevin McKinney with 1 catch, 27 yards. As again, Anthony Sotelo has pretty much controlled this ball game through the air for the SaberCats. Victor Campos has been a busy man. 10 of 23 for 123 yards, and a lot of times he is scrambling for his life to make sure he gets a pass off. At one time, he completed 7 passes in a row, and then he missed a couple, was picked off, and then down the stretch ended up hitting just 2 of 7 to close out the half. So you talk about a hot streak, cold streak, hot streak, and then cold for Victor Campos. He spread it around to 3 different receivers. 6 catches for Alex Garcia in the first half for 75 yards. 3 catches for 44 yards for Ernesto Mendoza. 1 for 4 yards for Ryan Trinidad. On the ground, the Eagles had a little success compared to the SaberCats, as they had a total of 68 yards, averaging just 3 yards a carry, though. Ernesto Mendoza led the way with 33 yards on 6 carries. Behind him with 13 yards on 5 carries was Brandon Robles. So the running game has been near non-existent for these two teams. Eagles with a slight edge, but the SaberCats have controlled it through the air. And Evie, as you talk about some adjustments to be made here with 6 minutes left before the two teams take the field, and the Eagles are going to get the ball to start the second half. You take 2 defensive scores off of this game, you're tied at 14 apiece.
That's
so what do you
right.
talk about at halftime if you're a coach?
That's right. And again, you strategize before the game if you're a coach, and especially when you're this early in the season and your preseason games. And yes, you want to come out here and give a good performance, but this is a time where if you're the SaberCats, you start asking yourselves, okay, what adjustments do we make to the personnel? So right now, the adjustments that I'm looking at is the personnel. They showed obviously what they can do on defense, and on offense. They were very productive when they had the ball in their hands on the offensive side, and then on the defensive side, they showed that they have very good mobile cornerbacks to be able to get to these receivers and look for these interceptions and stuff. And if you're Hanna, some of the adjustments that I'm looking at is when it comes down to the offense, it's timing. It's the timing, and like I said earlier, that's going to end up coming with progression of the season and as the players get deeper into the season. So again, if I'm not really looking at X's and O's right now. I'm just basically looking at, if you're Vela, the personnel, what do I do with them, and what changes am I making? And then if you're Hanna, you might be looking a little bit at the X's and O's and what can help us with the timing, whether it be better snaps or momentum, moving the players around a little bit. So it's something that you want to obviously consider on both sides. But then again, we're so easy. You want to see as many players as you want if you're a coach as well.
Fans that's tuning in, let me kind of break this in. Evie Vasquez, first of all, made the drive from Roma to come to Brownsville to assist us in our broadcast here tonight. So I owe her a tank of gas and a meal at worst, or at least, as we'll thank her again for making the trip across. But Evie Vasquez comes via basketball. It was all basketball, but you got bit by the bug last year. You got to broadcast a couple of football games, and so eager to get in the mix, and we're appreciative that you came down here. But you did pick a good game to come to.
Yeah, thank you, and again, I'm privileged to be a part of this, and I was able to by myself do about 3 or 4 games, which I loved. Again, I grew up on the basketball side. As being a female, I never was able to play football or anything like that. So, I was always just accustomed to the basketball side. And then as soon as I started, I know the game of football. So as soon as I started, broadcasting and kind of breaking it down a little bit more, I loved it. The terminology, the hard hits, and the fact that you only play once a week, and these kids are giving it their all. Some of these spectacular plays that they give and their effort, there's nothing but joy and love comes for this game. And, so I loved it. I thank you for allowing me to come on and just be a part of this. And I'm looking forward to a really great season. I don't think I've ever been so anxious and excited to start a football season as I am this year, because I got to experience it, as we talked about earlier last season. So I'm excited, and it is going to be a journey, and I hope to get better for the fans and for the players, to just give them justice for all the effort and everything that they do week in and week out.
And also, I tell fans all of the time that when I started broadcasting, I was a player first, and then became a broadcaster. Players that are coaches that become a broadcaster also get another perspective of the game when you're able to set it, regardless if it's your sport or not. It's a totally different view, and so you can relate to the players, you can relate to the coaches, and it gives you just a better feel of when you're broadcasting the game. So let's talk a little basketball because of the excitement level. And Evie Vasquez was a player, a tremendous player, and also a successful coach. And right now is going through some additional schooling, so we'll see her patrolling the sidelines again before you fans can blink your eyes. But let's just talk a little bit about basketball. We can a little bit with a basketball player and coach. And the Rio Grande Valley and the excitement level getting ready for basketball season. We covered games throughout the summer, and there's some players coming.
Yeah, yes, they really are. And, you know, there's a lot of teams that I've been looking at that are actually going to open some eyes and cause a little bit of a mix-up, if you might want to say. You know, you have some of these big schools that, again, you expect to see great performance for them. But some of these big schools, be aware that, you know, they have a lot of talent. Just because they're small schools doesn't mean they don't have talent. So, you know, we have the Santa Rosas and some of these teams. But just keep an eye out on some of these small schools, and it's going to be a great basketball season as well. And I was also able to be a part of the Vipers, the Junior Vipers this summer. So I was able to get in connection with Coach Lalo Rios and some of what he's doing there with the Vipers Junior Academy, and I helped out. And boy, what they have down here in the Valley, some people don't get to see it day in and day out. But if you really look, you'll see there's a lot of talent, a lot of people doing a lot for these kids, you know, when it comes to preparing them for a season. Because you know, sports, you know, sometimes they get overlooked, and people sometimes don't realize how much work has to be done just to give a good performance. So, you know, kudos to all the coaches out there that were allowed to come back a little bit sooner because of the UAL changes that allowed them to practice a little bit throughout the summer and get to see them 2 hours a week throughout the summer. So these kids have been at it from what I've been seeing and hearing. So, you know, all around, I'm expecting a very good, productive basketball season as well.
And one thing that is now coming to the forefront is that with the level that these summer programs, the Junior Vipers being one of the premier, the STX and on and on and on. I'm not going to name any because I'll leave off some. And all of these are now stepping up to another level that allows these players to go outside of the Rio Grande Valley, outside of the state of Texas, and the what ifs that we used to talk about all the time. But what would they do against the elite and the elite and the elite of the elite? Well, now we know because they're competing. I know with the Vipers, you work with them during this summer, the Junior Vipers. They went to Vegas and they turned some heads against some elite Division I competition. And you know the what ifs. Well, are they good enough to play Division I? Well, obviously they're good enough to play with Division I, and so at least that step is being made to at least allow a coach to say, let me see what they do against Division I competition.
Yes, and again, if, like you say, if you start naming all these different organizations, you'll leave some out. So no, without mentioning too many names, you know, there's some coaches really out there in it to get these kids exposed and you know, give them at first hand at facing tougher teams and teams that you know have bigger campuses, bigger schools, bigger districts. So, you know, kudos to them. And again, these what ifs are turning into what we are doing now. So these what ifs are diminishing very quickly.
Second half kickoff ready to go, and the SaberCats put it into play, and the Eagles will return it. Down by 14, Eagles bring it across the 15 to the 20. Trying to get to the middle of the field, 25-yard line, and stood up there. And so that's where Victor Campos and company will step onto the field. And out of the gate, we'll see if they open it up. You know, we were told before the season ever started that, you know, Victor Campos was going to get pretty much the green light, and I'm going to use the comparison once again. He's going to be given the Landry Gilpin green light in that this football team is yours. The decisions are yours on how we're going to move the ball up and down. We're going to call some plays, but if any given time you need to make a play, then we expect you to be in a position to make that play. And that's what we're seeing more and more as the progression for this Hanna Eagle team. Running play on first down gets across the 27-yard line. That's just a couple of yards as they start off with just a run by Ernesto Mendoza. And you got to do that a little bit. I know the rushing game was pretty much non-existent for both of these teams, but you have to at least probe the defense and just see, if perhaps you can catch him off guard on a running play.
Right, and as I look at the personnel out here, it kind of seems that they have the overall personnel when you're Hanna, as they'll line up with some twins to the right.
Second down for Campos. Drops back a deep drop. Had a man open in the flats. Now he's looking. Now he fires a pass over there at the 30-yard line. Alex Garcia was open over there, just jumping up and down, saying, hey, get me the ball. Campos finally did, but by the time he did that, the momentum carried him out of bounds. So a short gain on the play on a completed pass to Garcia. Third down and 6 for the Eagles, just out of the gate here in the third quarter of play. SaberCats of Edinburg Vella's defense has put 2 scores on the board. Here's Campos, going to keep it. Nice tuck that time. First down. Victor Campos on the run. Spins to the midfield stripe. First down for Victor Campos and the Eagles.
And again, those 30 yards, again, on his feet. Again, he's very explosive, and he can make something happen in just one play. And he's a kid who has a bright future ahead of him. And
here's your replay as he is taking it. And had he been able to spin there, his momentum may have taken him forward. Running play this time, and that is Brandon Robles tripped up in the backfield. As a SaberCat defense, after giving up the big play to Campos, makes a big play of their own and drops him for a loss of 5.
Yeah, they were able to stop him behind the line of scrimmage, so it'll be second and long for Hanna as they try to make something happen here.
Campos out of a shotgun formation. 3 receivers set on the right-hand side. Drops back to throw, steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to get hit, and down he goes. Tracked down that time by the SaberCats as Orion Rodriguez, the sophomore inside linebacker, found his man.
And again, it's going to be third and long for them as, again, he stopped behind the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Third down and call it 13 yards to go for the Hanna Eagles. This is the first possession of the second half. Campos with twins left, twins right, single backfield, and drops back to throw. Steps up as the pocket collapses. Races around, buys some time. Spins around again. Now he's going to run. Stays on his feet. Might get a first down. Does across the 40-yard line. That's all Victor Campos.
Yeah, and credit that stop there by the defense. But again, with his feet, he has yet to air it out this whole series. To start the second half, he's been doing it all with his feet. And he's able to gain that first down with, about 15 yards run for Campos.
That was a spin, giving up 7-8 yards before he ever went forward at the end of that replay. On first down, Campos, 2 backs in the backfield this time, will hand it off. Trying to get to the outside is Mendoza. Penalty flag comes in on this one. Mendoza stays on his feet, ends up gaining yards, but this is most likely coming back.
Yeah, he's about 3 yards short, but again, early flag.
That will be against the Eagles. What we have to do here, fans, they've got us mic'd in for KBSDI TV, but the mic is now suddenly going over the loudspeaker. So when the referee's talking, so are we. So we have to mic ourselves down. So if you're adjusting your set, if you're watching and listening to this one, that's not necessarily because of an audio situation. I'm turning it down here. You've got me over here so fans can see that. Still first down for the Eagles. Campos drops back, setting up a screen pass, delivers. It's caught now across the 45. Short gain on the play.
Yeah, that'll be a loss for Hanna again, as he had nowhere to go and he had to do a small pitch there.
So second down will be a completed pass for Campos. But second down and 17 with 8:38 left here in the third quarter. 2 receivers right. Twins to the short side of the field on the left. Campos drops back to throw. Rushed out of the pocket. Buys some time once again. Running out of room. Has to step out of bounds, and he lost a bundle.
Yeah, he lost about an extra 10 yards there, which will bring up third down and extra long, if you want to say it, but we'll see what happens here.
I call that third and eternity.
Eternity, that's a better word.
Got to dig deep in a playbook to come up with a third and they call it 16. That's more than 16 yards. It's 26 yards to go for the Eagles of Hanna. Campos has had some big completions in this ball game. Needs a big one here. Drops back to throw. They pick up the rush. Now here come the penalty flags. That's a hold. Campos just shows off his arm downfield. That's going to be tipped and intercepted. Here come the SaberCats back. Again, this is a free play. SaberCats trying to set up a wall of blockers. Take it across the 50 and will stay in bounds. There's another penalty flag comes in on this play. So this may end up being offsetting penalties before it's all said and done.
Yeah, Matthew Lopez coming up with that interception as he flinged it about a 60-yard pass just to get rid of it. He knew he was about to go down, and SaberCats able to come up with that interception.
Take a look at the call here by the official. Here he comes. What happened there on the call, there was holding against each team, but the holding against the Eagles was prior to the pass, and so the SaberCats were able to decline that. The holding against the SaberCats was post-possession after the interception and during the return, and therefore they marked the yardage off against the SaberCats, but the turnover gives the SaberCats the football as they pick off Victor Campos for a third time. 8 minutes left here in the third quarter. And back to work goes Anthony Sotelo. Running game has been non-existent for the SaberCats, but in reality, they haven't needed it as they're up by 2 scores. Sotelo wants to throw. Here comes a rush. Gets rid of it over the middle. That's caught. And a good 7-yard on a completed pass. First catch of the night for Davian Serrato.
You know, and one great thing about this SaberCat team is just that blockage that they're able to get for their quarterback. So think that line for getting that time for their quarterback to make these plays happen as they move down the field.
Serrato on the catch, gains 6. 2nd and 4 coming up for the SaberCats as they have mixed it up to multiple receivers here in this ball game. Out of a shotgun. Changing the play at the line is Sotelo. Overloading the right side with the receivers over there. See if he looks in that direction. Drops back, looking. Now he fires it. Right sideline. Got a man. Caught down the sideline. That's out of bounds.
They're going to call it out of bounds there. And again, think that time that he has to actually drop back 3 or 4 steps and let it go. You know, again, when you want to go to the air, you have to have the line to do it. You know, and this SaberCat line is not just good, but they are impressive. You know, giving the quarterback what he needs, which is time, and just allow him to give him that momentum to get these plays done.
So 3rd down for Edinburg Vella. We do appreciate you watching here on Rio Sports Live in conjunction with KBSDI TV out of Brownsville, Texas. I want to thank the school district as well. Had a good meeting with them last week on becoming not just assisting us in broadcasting, but becoming an actual sponsor to help what we're doing here. Expand on that after the Sotelo pass. Looking, gets rid of the ball. He overthrows his man, incomplete pass. And so 4th down coming up.
He had an intended receiver, but since he was in motion, he wasn't able to get his feet under him and fling that pass into his chest.
So punting time for the SaberCats. I want to expand a little bit on the Brownsville School District and the communication we had in perhaps bringing them on as a sponsor. Harlingen started it off last year towards the end of softball season when just a terrific meeting between Shane Strubart, myself, and then the administration met and elected to become a sponsor on Real Sports Live, meaning that they were assisting us as a paid advertiser, showcasing what their school's doing. On the return for the Eagles, up the middle, down to the 15-yard line, and brought down there. During our early broadcast this year of volleyball, we got a call from Brownsville to come down and meet. We had a great meeting. At the same time, coming off of what we did last year on our baseball playoff coverage of the Sherryland School District, we had a great meeting with the Sherryland School District, and they too elected to become a full sponsor. That was contracted in. You're going to start seeing the ads running showcasing the Sherryland School District on our broadcast. And so suddenly we have the cities and the EDCs that are assisting us in broadcasting, and now the schools are becoming big players in helping us expand the coverage. Pass play to the right side, Pablo Rivera, check that, for the Eagles.
Ernesto Mendoza with that catch, yeah, with that, it's about 5-yard catch, second down coming up. Halfway there, that first down.
Again, fans, as you watch these games, I know you see commercials running. It's the reason why we're doing what we're doing. I mean, Dahlia and I could do so much for so long, but at some point in time, for the expansion needed, we had to get it. There's a pass play completed and a first down with yards after the catch. How about that by Ryan Trinidad? Looked like he was going to be brought down for a gain of maybe a yard, but on this replay, you'll see it. Two men there, containment, slips through two, runs through another. It took three more to bring him down. That's all Trinidad after the catch.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, once you make that catch, you have to have that determination to be able to go and get those extra yards. You know, it's not over when you have the first contact.
Pass play right side. This is Alex Garcia. Garcia gets out near the 39-yard line. So a quick 8-yard gain on that catch, his 8th of the game.
And I'll tell you what, you know, that safety, Nick Teran, you know, he's been busy here tonight on the outside as his receivers for Hanna are being mobile, you know, and he's doing his job of allowing, you know, just trying to contain them and just get them to get the minimum yards as they can and giving them nothing long.
Campos hands it off to Mendoza. Hit hard, did not get a first down, got to the 40, needed the 41. And wow, I talk about the running game not existent. It's because of the likes of the hard hitting up front. That time, Ian Nova was there. Also on the play, Jaime Perez Jr. And 3rd and 1 coming up for the Eagles. We're already past the halfway mark of the third quarter. Victor Campos out of a shotgun on 3rd and 1. Hands it off. That's a first down for the Eagles and more across the 45-yard line and thrown forward to the midfield stripe. A hard run by Brandon Robles. Needed 1, got 11, and watch the running here. He ran through an arm tackle there, ran through another one there, stays on his feet through 2 more. Took 4 guys to bring him down.
Took 4 guys just to bring him down there. And again, going back to what I said earlier, it takes that just because you get hit once doesn't mean you're going down, and that's what this Hanna team is showing. And again, they're going to have an impressive season, a good season as expected. It's just going to come down to them getting into the run of things.
Campos with time. Now he rushed out of the pocket. Shows the escapability. Looking, and he is brought down. Lost 5 on the play.
There's a flag on this play. Might be coming back, or it might be.
Could be a hold against the Eagles.
Yeah, it's in the backfield, so.
Campos is limping after that play as well. We're going to watch him. That's a block below the waist, so that is a big penalty against the Eagles. Drops them all the way back inside their own 35-yard line. And so the Hanna Eagles will have to get to the 40 of the SaberCats to get a first down. So still first down, but how about 25 yards to go?
Yeah, these penalties, you know, really going up against Hanna, and, you know, it's costing them. But again, they're such an explosive team, especially with Campos with his feet. So, you know, I'm pretty sure they're looking at it saying we can do it.
Drops back to throw. Campos with time, a ton of time this time. Looks, delivers the ball, and it's caught. First down for the Eagles. Now taken away by the SaberCats. Down the middle of the field. On the run to the right side. It's going to be Garcia. Joshua Garcia brought down. And it was a great play and an even greater defensive play made by the SaberCats. Watch this. Campos. First of all, the blocking was just terrific. This ball was up for grabs and caught. And then the heads-up play to take it away and then come back using the blockers. Momentum swing right there.
Yeah, Joshua Garcia, you know, with those great hands, and again, making sure, you know, that the receiver didn't get it into his chest. Because if that ball comes into the receiver's chest, you know, he's down. His knee is down. But the thing is that it was right in motion as he was halfway down, and he was able to rip it out of his hands, literally rip it out of his hands and come up with it.
Myers on the catch for the Eagles. It's going to be just a great play. It goes for a 27-yard catch, and then a fumble after that is how it'll be ruled. Pass play for Sotelo. He wants it all down the right-hand side, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, a lot of hand checking there by the Hanna defense as they were able to break that pass up. If he connects, that's an easy scoring touchdown. He'll literally walk into the end zone.
We talk about Campos, the senior hurler, as the quarterback for the Hanna Eagles, but Anthony Sotelo, just a junior, out there directing, and he showcases an arm right there that is rivaled by very few here in the Rio Grande Valley, and Anthony Sotelo. Long count this time as the play clock gets down to 3 before the count. Sotelo takes it, drops back to throw, hesitates. Now it's incomplete as he threw that behind Davian Serrato. So after the turnover, 2 incomplete passes and third down, a chance for the Hanna Eagle defense to withstand the blow of the turnover and get the ball back in the hands of Victor Campos.
Right, and I think in their mind what they're saying is we have to stay in this game. We have to stay in this game, and we have to do what we have to do to just not to get just a 2-score game. So they're still in it.
Third down for Sotelo. Drops back, has time. Now pressure, sets up a screen pass, and a big hit delivered. Down he goes as the Eagles smell that and end it right there.
Yes, that defensive back, Ramon Reyes, with that big hit, and it's 4th down, so now the punting team will come on for the SaberCats.
1-yard gain, so 2 incomplete throws, and then the screen pass that was blown up. And so out of a turnover, punting time for the SaberCats before the punt. Whistle blows. It's just a delay of game. It wasn't a timeout, even though the SaberCat offense, or in this case the special team, ran over to the sideline to visit with the coach. Still 4th down, but a little extra room now for the SaberCats. They're going to try to pin the Eagles deep back in their own territory on this exchange. Anthony Ambriz drops back as the return man inside his 5 for the Eagles. A high snap. Penalty flags on the play as they'll blow that play dead.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch that exactly what happened there.
Here comes the call. So a false start against the SaberCats, but how about the vertical leap that time by punter Justin Vega? That ball was sailing over his hands. Climbed the ladder to get it. Play was blown dead. 4th down still. Good snap this time, and the kick is away. Spiraling kick returned by the Eagles out across the 10 to the 15, and then the hard hitting starts by the SaberCats. They will not get to 20. But the Eagle offense back on the field, so no harm done on the turnover, just a field position change.
Yeah, the field position change, and they'll start deep in their own in their own territory. But I'm pretty sure they'll get something done. Again, Campos has shown it, and we'll see what they can get done right now.
First down for the Eagles. So anyway, back to finish my story, Sherryland also signing on as being an advertiser. So as the schools are coming on, I said it all along, I've always said it, I do not want to charge, I will not charge to broadcast games. But school districts now recognizing an opportunity to showcase what they're doing. Pitch and catch there. Garcia, another catch, another 15 yards on a completed pass by Campos.
Yeah, and we talked about timing earlier. The perfect timing there by Campos, by Garcia, as they meet up and they get a first down.
Campos now nearing the 200-yard mark on the passing game for the Eagles. 2:27 left here in the third quarter. Eagles trailing by a couple of scores. Running play this time. Up the middle is Robles. Got a couple of yards after he got hit behind the line of scrimmage. But third down, or check that, second down coming up, as that's a gain of 3.
Yeah, it'll be second down and about 6 to go for the Eagles as they'll line up at a shotgun here.
Eagles last week were defeated by McCallum Memorial, lost by 2. Went for a 2-point conversion, and it was a 50-50 call. There's a catch by Alex Garcia. That's close to first down yardage, right about the 41. Watch this. As Campos delivers, that's a high ball, and catching and looking forward all along.
Yeah, and they'll give him that first down. So 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
Garcia now with 10 catches, over 100 yards in receiving yards for the Eagles. Another running play. That goes for maybe a yard. Robles on the carry. Second down and 9 for the Hanna Eagles. Anyway, last week they lost by 2, and they went for a 2-point conversion that was actually put on the scoreboard that would have tied the game, setting up potential overtime. And then the call was made that took the points off, saying the player was out of bounds at the last second. So 0-1 are the Eagles. They are trying to get on the comeback trail here. That's underthrown. Campos knows he had an open receiver that time. And now 3rd and long coming up for the Eagles.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And we come back to, again, him looking, rushed at times. But again, that'll hopefully get better as the season progresses. And it's usually those short little passes there that he's had trouble with, but fixable.
Vela next week will take on McCallum Memorial. Pass play over the middle. That's caught. And a first down for the Eagles. Extra effort. Ryan Trinidad on the catch.
And this is what the Eagles do as the third quarter is about to expire in a minute. He finds somebody again down the middle, and that has been one of his go-to receivers there. Ryan Trinidad, who's had a big game himself with some big catches.
Trinidad now with a first down reception. Ball on the SaberCat 49. Anyway, the SaberCats take on McCallum Memorial next week at home. We have McCallum Memorial tomorrow night in a broadcast against Sherryland. And so these heavyweights all playing each other here in the first 3 weeks of the season. That's missed on a pass attempt to Trinidad. Campos now 19 of 34 for 218 yards through the air. On the drop, the clock stops with 32 seconds left in the third quarter. Scores 28-14. That's where we were at the halftime break.
Second down and 10 for the Eagles. And get ready to move those chains again for
Another
the Eagles.
catch for the Eagles is Trinidad. Alex Gracia is the receiver, number 10. Thanks to a fan for giving us a heads up on the call. First down play, and Campos, what a move. Campos on the run, left-hand side, down the sideline. Victor Campos now on the run, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Eagles.
And they expected him to go down about 5 yards after that first down marker. Just look at this. As
watch
he's
this
taking
move.
to the left. Yes, he'll spin past 2 defenders here. Just watch this. Boom, that's 2 right there that he'll go around.
And you think he's going out of bounds. And then back up the middle of the field, and this is all Victor Campos, 6 points on the board.
That's right. Easy. Makes it look easy.
Now, they haven't moved the chains yet. The officials are spotting the ball down for the extra point. And now points are on the scoreboard, but they're not on the main scoreboard, as this may be coming back, Evie.
Right, because the thing is that there was a defensive back or a safety there on that edge, that last defender that was there, or a cornerback, and the thing is that they're arguing a holding call.
They will call a hold against the Eagles, and so points off the board. Now watch this replay again. The hold, they're thinking, I think.
It's at the end. It's towards the end. If you take a look at this down here when he misses.
Right about there, blocking the back maybe? I don't know.
Right there, that last one. Right there. That.
So they mark it down at the Vela 41. Then they start marching back because we've come to the end of the third quarter. What a way to end it. Campos had 6 in his pocket taken away. Eagle offense will have the football. Again, there's 12 minutes on the clock right now, which means we're at the end of the third quarter. But they're showing the Eagles still going in the same direction they were in the third quarter. So that can't happen. But they are going to run another play here. But the Eagles going left to right. Campos drops back, swings a pass right side. That's Mendoza. Mendoza has some speed out there, got to the sideline, out of bounds, 4-yard gain. Now the Eagles are saying we should be going the other way. The officials will agree.
Yeah, and they have a point.
That was a free play. That was a it wasn't a defensive penalty, but yet they ran an extra play. I'll let an official sort that one out. I won't.
I wouldn't either.
Historic downtown district in San Benito is Main Street Boutique. A perfect stop, great atmosphere, locally owned and operated, and new items coming in every day. Something for everyone. Main Street Boutique in San Benito. Whether you're visiting or vacationing at South Padre Island, be sure to book your place to stay with Island Services. Locally owned for over 40 years. Trusted, reliable for condo and beach house rentals. Call and visit the website today. Island Services.
Now back here as we start the fourth quarter of play, and the Hanna Eagles facing uphill in 2 different directions. 1, it's 2nd and 6. 2, they're down 14 in the fourth quarter to a good Edinburg Vela team. Campos has the ball, drops back to throw, slings it right side, just misses his man.
Yeah, looking for Sabian there. A little bit overthrown. You know, if it would have been on target, that would have been a first down at the 20 for them.
Sabian Arsenault had run the route, found a little seam out there in that defense. Third down now for the Eagles of Hanna. Victor Campos has been a busy man. 35 pass attempts here in this game. May get another 20 here in the fourth quarter. Looks to throw here. Delivers it over the middle. Got a man caught inside the 10. 5, touchdown Eagles, Mendoza.
What a statement here. You know, they get a touchdown taken away, and then they're able to come back, you know, right back and get a score to start this fourth quarter, which only makes them now down after this kick. If they make this kick, one score.
And that is just flat out making the safety miss. We saw that on the replay. We'll run that on our highlight reel. But that is Mendoza, I mean, just making the safety miss. There's no other way to put that. Extra point coming up. Eagles make it a 1-score game.
Here's the snap.
Low snap. Kick is away. Booming kick is good.
Yeah, and they needed that point there. You know, it looked like that snap wasn't going to be up on time. That ball wasn't going to be up on time, but they were able to get it there, and that kick is good.
28-21. Kickoff coming up.
Laguna Madre Baits, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. They ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel. Drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access by road or by boat. Look for the blue building and the blue shrimp boats, Laguna Madre Baits. 828 Westport Drive, Port Mansfield, Texas.
Here's the Edinburg Vela SaberCats led at 1 point. Well, 2 different times in this game by 14 points. Had that lead at the end of the halftime break. Had it at the end of the third quarter. Now a 7-point game, but the SaberCats will get their hands on the football. And don't discredit their capabilities when their offense steps on the field.
Yeah, they're well rested, so it's a low, long kick.
Fielded at the 5, out to the 10 in a hurry, to 15, 20, 25 on the return to the 30. Justin Vega to the 40-yard line. And now Anthony Sotelo and company will enter the football field. And in no way, shape, or form would I think that this SaberCat team will go into protection mode on this lead. They're going to go in attack mode. They're going to try to add more points on the board.
Yeah, they know how dangerous this Hanna team can be. So no lead is safe, especially when it's just one score. When you're talking about Hanna, so expect them to continue to just try to get that ball in the end zone. As Sotelo here was lined up out of shotgun. He'll have twins on his right, one on his left side for the receivers.
Ready to go with a single back in the backfield. Again, the running game has not really been effective for the SaberCats, so Sotelo wants to throw. Here comes some pressure. Gets rid of it, and overthrown, incomplete. Pressure coming off that left side that time for the Eagles as Brandon Estevez, the senior, had a bead on one Anthony Sotelo.
Yeah, he did. He did, and the thing is that, again, he was able to push him out of bounds there and keep the ball from being caught in bounds, overthrown.
2nd and 10. Clock stops with 11:35 to go in the third quarter. There's a big crowd over here on the Hanna side, and their band has been standing throughout this game. And they get a stop here. This place will go nuts on this home side. SaberCats, though, here's penalty flags come in. We'll sort it out. False start on Vela, and do you sense momentum has truly swung on the home side here?
Well, not just
Evie?
yet, not just yet. I mean, again, this is the first drive of the quarter. And again, this Vela offense has been off the field for some while now. So we'll see what they can do here.
Fans just tuning in, this Sotelo and this offense for the SaberCats is potent. Rolls out here. Here comes pressure. And down he goes. A big sack that time for the Eagles, Pedro Garza. Watch Garza literally untouched, and Sotelo had no chance to escape that. And that is the biggest play made by the Eagles defense in this ball game. And after a scoreless third quarter between these two teams, the first minute of the fourth belongs to the Hanna Eagles. Sotelo still has a chance here. 3rd down. Ball all the way back at his 25. Got to get it across the 50 to get a first down. Turns, wants to throw. Sotelo has some time, delivers the ball, and it's going to be picked off by the Eagles. 45-40, 35-30, sideline. Eagles with the pick.
Yeah, defensive back Andrick Flores coming up with that ball big, as they're only going to be about 20 yards away from their own end zone and from the SaberCat end zone, and we'll see what they can do here. I mean, the momentum, now you can talk about momentum, and I think, as a coach now, you want to continue to rally your teams. You have these coaches on the field trying to get them pumped up, trying to get them to gain back that tie and see what they can go. And I knew they were going to have a great second half, and nothing less is expected from a team that with this caliber from Hanna Eagles.
Momentum just swung to the home side officially 100%. Now, Victor Campos out on the field. This SaberCat defense has made 2 plays that have put points on the board, so don't credit them out. Pass play left side, Mendoza on an outside screen. Makes a couple of moves. Makes a man miss. Runs through another. Down to the 10-yard line. Another first down. Extra effort by Mendoza. Watch this. You talk about yards after the catch, which is so important. Mendoza here. Used the block there. Cut back. Ran through that tackle, 3 more guys there, and he still was moving forward when he went out of bounds. Campos on first down. Hands it off up the middle. Mendoza down to the 5. 2nd and goal for the Hanna Eagles. This coming off an interception. And if they go in here, buckle up for the remainder of this ball game between these two teams.
That's right. When one score is dividing your teams here, and you're only 4 yards away from scoring, this is going to be big. And you have a lot of time left in this quarter for both teams to do something.
Ernesto Mendoza checks out of the game after that carry. Campos gets a play from the sideline, and there's some confusion there. Still 10 on the play clock. They're never going to get it off. Timeout called by the Eagles. They had to waste one. They may need that later. Back after this.
School, it's time to get internet from VTX1. VTX1 Companies offers fast and reliable internet throughout the Rio Grande Valley, even to some of the most remote areas. For a limited time only, get your standard installation at no cost to you. Start the school year off with a service provider you can trust by calling 1-800-446-2031. VTX1 Companies, connecting you since '52.
Back here after that timeout was called by the Hanna Eagles, and in a game that's separated two teams by one score, the Hanna Eagles poised to punch this in and tie this game up. Even you start looking further ahead, and anytime you start using timeouts with 9 minutes left in a game, you may need them at some point in time.
Right, you have 9 minutes to go, and they're going to be crucial.
Campos hands it off on a running play, and that goes nowhere as they drop Brandon Robles for a loss.
Yeah, he was stopped there at the line of scrimmage and no gain. Again, they're deep in the red zone, and third down, and it's crucial here for the Hanna Eagles. We'll see what they decide to come up with. Will they put it on the ground or will they go to the air? Campos, he's deadly on his feet, so will it also be a quarterback keep? So we'll see what they decide to do here.
Mendoza checks back in the game, lines up to the right side of Victor Campos. Another back in the backfield for protection. Campos hands it off. This is Mendoza. Makes a man miss, drives forward and stretches and is not in.
Yeah, they're going to say his knee was down right before. They're going to say he stretched to get over that end zone. So it'll be fourth down.
Watch this. It looked like he was going to stretch in, but his knee, whoa, that's close. The replay fans say he was in. Here's a Campos keeper, dives over, touchdown Eagles.
There you go. And we have a tied game now if this extra point will be good.
Victor Campos, look about some elevation here. That's over the top, my friends. Basketball player, which he is, a good one. Extra point now separates the two teams. Points off of turnovers. Big factor at the high school level.
Oh, it's a bad snap.
And a bad snap, and the SaberCats
will fall on.
Look to get the ball and protect the lead. So the Edinburg SaberCats still lead in this ball game with 8:51 left.
Big blow there for the Hanna Eagles as they can't come through with that extra point and tie this game up. Will that be a determining factor? We'll see as we come back right now after this quick break. 8 minutes and 51 seconds.
The next game, then let Chewy's Custom Sports go to work for you. From custom designs and graphics to mass production in-house. If it's hats, shirts, buttons, mugs, cups, banners, and more, then Chewy's is there for every team and every sport. A veteran-owned company in touch with the community. It's Chewy's Custom Sports in San Benito.
Evie Vasquez to my right, Joe Bowling here with you at Rio Sports Live, KBSDI TV, helping you bring high school football to life on a Thursday. Kickoff by the Eagles of Hanna. SaberCats will return it out of their end zone across the 5 to the 10, up the middle, 15-20, 25, 32-yard line on the return.
Perez, they're picking up 30 yards.
Now the Eagles say they got their hands on the football. No indication yet by the official, as they never did blow that play dead. They'll give the ball to the SaberCats. Watch this. I mean, that's just a head of steam straight forward. And then when you think he's down, it took the extra guys to bring down Jaime Perez, the junior. And so now Anthony Sotelo and company back on the field, and yet they still lead. Now protecting a 1-point lead. 8:40 remaining in the ball game. Sotelo. 3-receiver set on first down. Drops back to throw. Sotelo gives it some time. This time delivers a ball, and it's caught. First down yardage. Justin Vega came back to make the catch.
Yeah, and it looked like Vega was the only open SaberCat there, and he was able to find him. And that's what makes this quarterback so special. You know, he's able to read the field very well, and this defense, I mean, this offensive line helps him out so much and giving him that time and room to run. So, you know, you give this kid those two things. You give him time and you give him the space to run. He's going to make things happen.
Vega with 144 receiving yards in this game. 3 receivers right side this time for Sotelo on first down. Quick pass, left side, caught. Isolated receiver, that's a first down. Diving forward is Justin Cantu, and that's 14 more.
Yeah, Justin Cantu with the big catch there, which they needed, and they'll move the lines, and they'll get past half field there and into Eagle territory.
All the way down to the 45 of the Hanna Eagles. Anthony Sotelo showing great poise for the SaberCat team. Up by 1. 14-point lead is gone. It's down to 1. Clock running with 8 minutes and some change left. Pass play left side again. Goes right back to the hot receiver. Cantu made the catch, steps out of bounds, but gained 8 more.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the stats after this game and see, you know, yards per play for the SaberCats. You know, it just seems that every play that they have, they're able to pick up at least 4 or 5 yards.
I can give you that. You ready? They're 5 carries, 22 yards, 4.4 yards on the running game. 16 completions for 312 yards through the air. Better than 20 yards a catch. Pass play for Sotelo. Left side again. Went right back to him. 3 consecutive catches for Justin Cantu, and the chains will move again for the SaberCats.
They're making it look easy, and they're taking this Hanna defense apart, you know, with these short passes and their short game and you know, these sweeps.
Sotelo's now connected on 4 in a row on the drive. 3 in succession to Justin Cantu. First down play for the SaberCats. 7:58 left in the ball game. Sotelo calling out the signal. Plenty of time on the play clock. Runs it on an option. Running play right side for the SaberCats to the outside. Pablo Rivera on the carry. Got it down to the 25. That's short of first down by about a yard. His first carry of the evening.
Yeah, they'll go ahead and pick up about 6 yards, 7 yards on that. We'll see where they place the ball down.
Make that 9.
9.
2nd and 1. And now you can open up the playbook for the SaberCats. 2nd and 1 yard to go. Sotelo on that right hash has 3 receivers on that wide side of the field. Rolls out to throw. Here comes pressure by the Eagles. And down he goes. They sack him.
Big hit there by the Hanna Eagles in there. It seems like unsportsmanlike conduct there.
And then a flag came in from as far away on the field as you can get. And we'll wait for this call. The way the SaberCats are acting, it's against them. Here comes the call. So an unsportsmanlike call against the Vela SaberCats. It will remain 3rd down as they put the ball all the way back now to the 48-yard line. Sotelo and company still has a down to work with here, but has to get it to the 25 of the Eagles in order to sustain this drive. That's a big blow to the SaberCat team. See how they respond here. Sotelo, twin receivers left and right, single back in the backfield, and drops back to throw. Given time. Looks, fires, and it's going to be caught short of first down yardage. And they got 15, they needed 25.
Yeah, and again, Kevin Riojas with that concentration. He had 2 as soon as he caught that and made contact with the football, two Eagles were already on him, and that concentration and just catch it and come down with it, gives him that first down.
Hanging on to make that tackle, Julian Soto for the Eagles of Hanna. 4th down and 11.
Yeah, correction, guys, not first down. My bad.
Yeah, they needed 25. They got 15. Normally a 15-yard gain will get you a first down.
Yes, that's why I imagined it.
So now decision time for the SaberCats, and they appear to be going for it. Up by 1 on 4th and 11 with 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. Timeout called by the SaberCats. Play happens after this.
We are this close upon wanting to making history.
This close to changing the world.
We're this close.
This close to making sure no child suffers a crippling disease
Ever again. This close.
We are this close to ending polio.
Ending polio.
All we need is you.
This close.
If we donate now, we may lose this chance forever. Help Rotary make history at endpolionow.org.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you, Forever Memories.
Back here as 4th down for the Edinburg's Vela SaberCats. 4th and 11. Sotelo drops back to throw. Big play here in this ball game. Sotelo wants a bundle. Down it goes, and it's tipped away incomplete. Great play made by Ryan Trinidad.
Yeah, he got Perez again wide open, and Trinidad was able to actually make up that room. If you want to talk about speed, he was able to make up that room super quick and pat it away.
How about the gutsy call by the SaberCats of Edinburg, Vela, to go for it on 4th down. And now Victor Campos and company will get the ball at the 31-yard line with 6 minutes left in the game. Down by a point. Team that lost last week by 2 on the road at McCallum Memorial. Separated by an extra point here. Campos passes it right side and overthrows his man, incomplete. In the direction of Sabian Arsenault.
Matthew Lopez there with that hurry.
Stops the clock with 5:55 remaining here in this ball game. 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. Campos takes it, fires it over the middle, incomplete. He had to get rid of it in a hurry. Mendoza was his man, but in Mendoza's defense, that ball was on him in the blink of an eye with some zip.
Yeah, he didn't have time to react to it.
2 quick passes hit the turf, and Victor Campos now has a 3rd and 10 for the Eagles. Trinidad lines up as a receiver on the right side, joining 2 others. Campos on 3rd down, steps up in the pocket, gives up some ground, races around for some more time, now delivers the ball downfield, and it's incomplete. Wow.
Yeah, Sabian almost came up with it again. As that it was a broken play, nowhere to go. He just launched it, saw an open receiver down the field, way down the field, and it almost worked out for him again.
That's the 40th pass attempt of the game for Victor Campos.
It's a Brett Favre-like play there. You fling it, you let it go, and let your receivers go to work.
Credit to the SaberCat defense. They get the stop. Protect the lead. Clock is in the favor of the SaberCats with 5:40 remaining. They get the ball here, get a sustained drive. That can be a mortal enemy for this Eagle team. Ball bounces inside the 25. On a run, here come the SaberCats on the return to the 30. They'll take over with a 1-point lead and 5:28 left in the game.
Hola, les habla su amigo Benjamín Gómez, el alcalde de San Benito, invitando a toda la gente que venga a visitarnos aquí a San Benito. Crucen por el puente Los Indios, más bien conocido como el puente de Lucio Blanco. Visítenos a las atracciones que tenemos aquí en San Benito. Aquí los esperamos. Muchas gracias. Su amigo Benjamín Gómez.
Back here on Rio Sports Live, want to remind you fans, the next big event in the city of San Benito is the South Texas Music Festival on September 21st from 4 to 11 o'clock at Memorial Park. Back here for the Eagles, defense on the field. Sotella and company on the field for the SaberCats. Running play, left-hand side, up the middle now, across the 45. First down for the SaberCats. Best running play of the ball game for Kevin McKinney.
Yeah, that was a great run there. He puts his head down, and then is able to get those extra yards there at the end for a great pickup.
First down to the 45. 5:21 left. Edinburg Vela up by 1. Anthony Sotelo now takes his next snap. Hands the ball off. They'll run it again with McKinney. Outside and dives forward. Got some extra yards down that sideline. Marked down after a 6-yard gain. SaberCats now utilizing the run game. He was marked out of bounds, so they'll stop the clock with 5:04 remaining. 2nd and 4 for Anthony Sotelo and the SaberCats of Edinburg Vella. Sotella turns, hands it off. Here comes McKinney again. He got a first down. Stuck hard as he got to the sideline. Gains 8 more and another first down for Edinburg Vella. And just like that, the SaberCats have 60 rushing yards in the ball game. First down here.
4:59 remaining here in this game. What extra point separating these two teams?
Sotella on first down. Hands it off. Rivera this time on a carry. Rumbles forward. Gains 12 more.
Right. And the thing is that it's slowly but surely. And at the same time, yes, they're keeping it between the lines. So this clock should be running there. And there it goes.
Now the clock's running.
Yeah, and there the clock is running. And that's the thing. You're moving it slowly, but you're still doing damage as you move down the field, and time is wasting for the Hanna Eagles.
Now they can let the play clock run, which is down to 16. Game clock at 4:34. SaberCats using the running game here on this drive. Moving it downfield. Here comes Rivera again. This time he's wrapped up and down he goes. Stayed in bounds though, gained nothing.
Yeah, he stopped at the line of scrimmage and the clock continues to run.
See, this hit was made in a hurry. That's what the Eagles were doing most all of the game against the running game. The SaberCats just said, well, fine, then we'll just go to the air. And Sotella, on a 335-yard passing night, has done more than his share to keep his team in this one. Second down play. Running play to the right side. Staying on his feet. Driving forward inside to 30. New ball carrier that time, as that was Matthew Trevino. Clock running at 3:30 to go here in this ball game. Now 3rd and 6 for the SaberCats of Edinburg Vella.
They'll snap it at about the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, still 15 on the play clock, 3:13 left in the game. And quarterback keeper, Sotelo looking to throw, delivers a ball wide open down to the 10-yard line. First down for the SaberCats.
Justin Cantu coming up and moving those chains at the 10-yard line. Now they're in the red zone.
They sold that beautifully. Now there's a penalty back at the 20-yard line, so hold on. Hold on to this call. That's an ineligible man downfield. And so take a huge play off the board for the SaberCats and breathe more life into this Hanna team with 2:57 left. So Tella sold that beautifully, Evie Vasquez.
Yes, he did. He sold it beautifully. And the thing is, as he was scrambling to the left, you know, he faked that handoff and scrambled left. And he had so much room to work with. And he was bound to find somebody who was open.
So now it's 3rd and 11 for Edinburg Vela. They do stop the clock on the penalty. 2:57 left in the game. SaberCats up by 1. So Tella gets a play from the sideline. The play clock's down to 6. They'll have to tell the timeout. We'll be back. It's October 19th. The tournament is October 20th. See you there at the 3-up, 3-down fishing tournament in Port Mansfield, where catching fish is helping athletes in a big, big way. When in Port Mansfield, be sure to stop in Laguna Madre Baits, the home of Laguna Girl 1 and 2. They ensure that you have the best when it comes to your fishing needs. Locally caught bait, including live shrimp and croaker. Frozen baits, caught locally, frozen shrimp, squid, mullet, and more. Dress the part with full outdoor apparel. Drinks, ice, snacks, groceries, and fishing supplies for any need. Access by road or by boat. Look for the blue building and the blue shrimp boats. Laguna Madre Baits, 828 Westport Drive, Port Mansfield, Texas.
At First Community Bank, we believe in small business.
When Jennifer and Jimmy Wilson started Wild August Nursery and Flower Farm, they found Ricky Leal at First Community Bank had the financing to help.
And the SaberCats will run the ball, and that will go nowhere on 3rd and 11. And now the Hanna Golden Eagles will take a timeout. And Evie Vasquez, this game is getting interesting.
Yeah, you know, we got Campos over here, you know, just sitting by himself as he's focused and you know, just anxious to get back on the field, I'm sure.
Timeout by the Eagles is their second of the game. 2:49 left. We've seen the leg of the Eagle kicker, and it was strong in warm-ups. They were teeing up some 55-yard field goals, and they were sailing through the uprights. This thing comes down to a kick. Eagles certainly have the leg strength to put that into play. Campos can move the ball downfield. First and foremost, Sotella and company are lined up to go for it on 4th down and 11. Get a first down here. They put things into control on the SaberCats side. Sotella with a low snap. Rolls out. Here comes pressure up the middle. Gets away. Sotella looks to run down the sideline. Tucks it, steps out of bounds, and stops the clock. It would have stopped anyway on a possession change. And so the Eagles hand the ball to Victor Campos with 2:40 to go in the game, at home, down 1 against the state-ranked SaberCats of Edinburg Vella.
Can it be done? I mean, I say it can. Now, again, we're so early on in the season that this is already getting excited, and this is already giving me goosebumps for the remainder of the season. You know, again, like you said, a state-ranked SaberCats and Hanna, you know, giving that will and that determination just to claw back and get back into this game. We'll see if that extra point doesn't haunt them.
Campos out of a shotgun, drops back to throw, swings it, and it's caught. Short gain out across the 37.
Yeah, that is Myers again with that short catch. It'll be 2nd down.
Gains 5 on a completed pass by Campos. My stat program I wrote only had 40 attempts for a quarterback, so I'm starting a new line for Campos. 22 of 41 in the game and counting. Hands it off up the middle, and this time the SaberCats are there to shut that down. And that will run some time against the Eagles. They only have 1 timeout left, 2:24 left in the game, and 3rd and 3 coming up. Vela defense, opportunity knocking here to make another play. They've got 2 touchdown scores, So they've certainly had some big plays in this game.
You know, and an interesting factor here is where do your field goal unit come in as well? We have yet to see either or.
Campos to throw over the middle. A lot of contact there. Ball tipped, and that's incomplete.
And there's a flag on the play here.
No, there isn't. Or is there? Yes, there is. Take a look at this replay, and this is why they're groan from the crowd. Now the flag, and now they'll move the ball.
That'll give them an automatic first down to Hanna, and they'll get better ball placement here as they cross half field.
1 minute, 59 seconds left here in this ball game. Victor Campos on a first down from his own 45. Sees a blitz coming, gets rid of the ball. That's going to be dropped. Incomplete pass. Mendoza that time scampered back to get on the ball, but that was a drop.
You're getting credit to that defense again and being on their toes and again trying to take away these short pitches.
Clock stops with 1:55 left in the ball game. Campos now 22 of 42 through the air for 280. Or check that, 279. Needs more. Drops back to throw. Pressure comes. Steps up. Gets away from two men. Buys some more time. Still looking downfield. Campos stays on his feet down the sideline. Stays in bounds. Finally goes out of bounds. That's short of first down yardage. How he gained 9 on that, only Victor Campos knows. Here's this replay, and it may take a minute and a half just to play this through.
Right, and the thing is that he was able to scramble so much and evade maybe about 5 or 6 SaberCats, and then he tiptoes down the left side, and he's able to almost pick up some yards here.
Good luck, cameraman, keeping up with him.
That's right.
But notice what he did every time he spun forward. His eyes were downfield just to see if there was a receiver there. He never was looking to run first. It was, I just want to see if I bought somebody room to get free in the secondary. Great coverage by the SaberCats, though. 3rd and 1. Campos keeps it, gets pushed forward, and now we may have a measurement coming up. There's 1:37 left here in this ball game. It is a first down.
Stopped the clock and was able to move the chains.
Long enough to move the chains. Eagles already getting some sideline plays. I would say they'll have to get it inside the 25 to have a shot for the field goal.
Yeah, and that'll make it a 35-yard field goal attempt.
Well, the 25 would push it back about a 42-yard field goal from the
Okay.
25. 7 yards on the snap and then the 10 yards to the... There's a pass completed, 30-yard line. Still on his feet, 25-yard line. Out of bounds for the Eagles, first down.
And that's Mayers again tiptoeing, that sideline as he comes up with it.
Yards after the catch. And first of all, just a great pass again. And then staying in bounds for the Eagles. Now, are they in field goal range? 1:12 to go. Campos may want more than 1 or 3. He may want 6. Handoff, running play, left side. Goes for maybe a yard as Robles on the carry. Now the clock running with 1:04 to go in this game.
Yeah, we'll see if they use their final timeout here, which it looks like they might.
Not yet. Remember, the Eagles have missed an extra point, which is the difference in this game. Eagles now trying to tell the offense to get in a hurry. 49 seconds left in this game. Eagles 2nd down and 9. Campos sets them down. 40 seconds left. Pass play over the middle. That's caught inside the 20 to the 17 as Mendoza hangs on.
And we just talked about that inside that 25.
Short of first down yardage. 29 seconds left in the game. Eagles now looking on 3rd down. Letting the clock run at 22 seconds down to 20. Campos takes it, hands it off. Running play up the middle. That's enough for a first down on a run by Mendoza. Crowd is anxious. 12 seconds left here in the ball game. Eagles call their final timeout. I'm not taking the timeout. I'm leaving it right here.
That's right.
Now, if you throw the ball with no timeouts left here, you do have time to get a play or 2 off if you're Hanna. But anything completed in bounds, that's not a first down, that clock is going to run. Any sack, any mishandled snap, all kinds of things will come into play. And the Eagles make the decision. The field goal unit comes into the game. Here comes Thomas Green, the sophomore. And as Green will tee it up, he'll mark it down at the 19. This is a 29-yard field goal attempt to give the Eagles the first lead for the home team on the day. 12 seconds left here in the ball game. No timeouts remaining for the Eagles. They haven't started the play clock yet, so we don't have to worry about that. Now they do. Out of the hold of Ryan Trinidad. Ball down, kick up, long, high, and no good. The Vela SaberCats lead by 1 with 8 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Yeah, and that did came back to haunt them. You know, that extra field goal. Hanna is going to go ahead and
Here's the replay. Ball was down. The kick was certainly long enough, but it sailed wide and no good. And the Edinburg Vela SaberCats, coaching staff to my left, breathed a big sigh of relief on the road. And wow, the 0-2 Eagles, if this stands, will have had the heartbreak of a missed 2-point conversion to send it into overtime and now a missed field goal. And I've talked about it before in all the years I broadcast. When I start talking about teams, Eagles will become the most dangerous 0-2 team hanging around the Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah, they could have easily been 2-0. Easily been 2-0 if it wasn't for, just a couple of mishaps here and there.
Hanna next week will be right back here on a Saturday as Westaco East will be here. I'll be broadcasting that one. So it doesn't get any easier for this Eagle team, as the East team is a tough one.
That'll do it.
Taking a knee, in the SaberCats of Edinburg Vella go to 2-0 with a 28-27 victory. This one had all the thrills that one could expect, and some, as we came down to a missed field goal by the Hanna Eagles that would have won the game. Evie Vasquez, quick final thoughts.
Yeah, again, you talked about the most dangerous teams that's 0-2, and they could have easily been 2-0 right now if it wasn't for a couple missed kicks here and there or conversions when it came down to a two-point play. So, again, excited season, ahead of us, and don't let this fool you, ladies and gentlemen, on either side. Vela, we've seen two sides of them, one where they've given up a big lead. We've seen Hanna play very well, and unfortunately they've come up with 2 losses. But, again, a very exciting season, expect adjustments to be made. These are very good coaches, in Campbell and Guess. So, very exciting.
Hope you enjoyed the broadcast, my friends. Watch the replays, watch the highlights. That's Evie Vasquez. I'm Joe Bowling from Sam Stadium in Brownsville. Good night, everybody.